Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good? Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the City of Warren Planning Commission meeting, April 13th, 2026. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, roll call.
Commissioner Ansar? Commissioner Halawadi?
Present.
Commissioner Hawk?
Present.
Commissioner Duze?
Present.
Commissioner Moore is here. Commissioner Benecki?
Present.
Commissioner Smith?
Present. Item number 4, approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I thought I saw Commissioner Ansar,
Is it, there he is.
and so he's here also, so.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. So item number 4, approval of the agenda.
Chair, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support Maury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Maury. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5, approval of the minutes of March 23rd, 2026. It has to be approved at the future meeting because the minutes weren't prepared in time. Item number 6, let's see, I'm trying to see. Trying to see if our ex-officials are here this evening. No, okay. Item number 6, public hearing items. Item number 6A.
Item number 6A, site plan for a gas station with convenience store located on the northeast corner of Mount and 13 Mile Roads, 31104 Mount Road, Section 4, Michael Wiegand, Gazebo Real Estate, Josh Britton, and Agree Convenience Number 1 LLC, PSP 250050. This was postponed from December 15, 2025, January 12, 2026, January 26, 2026, February 9, 2026, February 23, 2026, and March 23, 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? Can you come up, please? Tell us a little bit about what's going on, if you had any new changes that you made and things like that.
Absolutely. Good evening, and
evening.
thank you for your time. So I want to begin with one important update since our last meeting. The Macomb County Department of Roads has approved our proposed access on Mound, and they have no further comments to our traffic study. At this point, the record is clear and unequivocal. The project has been thoroughly vetted and meets all applicable standards in safety and compliance. Despite that, we still understand that there continues to be opposition from the neighboring property owner, Mr. Lloyd Brown, who has a direct interest in the adjacent parcel and has been consistent in his desire to prevent this use from moving forward. We've reviewed the latest letter from his traffic consultant. As with the prior submission, we responded in detail and demonstrated that the comments raised are not only extraneous, but ultimately immaterial to the merits of the application. I want to be very clear about this point. This is not a disagreement amongst experts. This is a single, unsupported opinion standing against a clear and consistent body of professionals. The opposing neighbor's opinion contradicts the opinion of all qualified reviewing parties. Every qualified agency and independent expert has either approved this project or raised no concern. Our traffic study meets all standards set by MDOT and the County Department of Roads. It concludes that the intersection will continue to operate at a level of service B, which is an efficient and strong rating. The Macomb County Department of Roads has approved our access plan and traffic study. General Motors has withdrawn its objection after further review. General Motors' independent traffic engineer, Kimley Horn, has found our plan and traffic study to be acceptable, and the City of Warren's own professional planning staff is recommending approval. There is not one piece of objective evidence that demonstrates that this project creates a safety issue or that it fails to comply with the ordinance requirements. Our proposed use is permitted under the city's ordinance. The standard before this body is not preference. It is compliance, and on that standard, the answer is clear. At some point in this process, we need to rely on facts, data, and qualified reviews, and not subjective opposition from an interested party. With that, our traffic engineer will come to speak to some of the comments to the traffic study. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. But right now, we'll go through our correspondence, and if we need him to come up, we'll do that. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes current, engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates that Planning Commission approval should be contingent upon the petitioner's compliance with the following conditions. Number one, Macomb County Department of Roads approval and permit are required for work in the Mount Road right-of-way. Number two, on Mount Road right-of-way, Macomb County Department of Roads allows the maximum 30 feet back of curb to back of curb width for the proposed drive approach at the property line. Similarly, the City of Warren allows the maximum 30 feet back of curb to back of curb width on 13 Mile Road right-of-way. Number three, all the existing and proposed utilities within the vicinity of the project limits along with the material size should be shown. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast, CATV, and fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above referenced site. MCDR has the following objection to the proposed development at the above mentioned site. Number one, MCDR allows only 30 feet back of curb to back of curb wide entrance approach in MCDR's road right-of-way. Verify and revise the Mount Road entrance. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at the phone number above, 586-463-8671. No. Per the correspondence between Mr. Bush, MCDR, and Robert Metco, CESO, PE, Mr. Bush acknowledged two key points pertaining to the project. Number one, the site driveway on Mount Road can be 40 feet in width. Number two, MCDR will not require a deceleration lane or taper on Mount Road at the 7-Eleven site driveway. The revised site plan indicates the driveway to Mount Road at 40 feet in width. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for a new Speedway gas station and convenience store with 6-dispenser auto canopy be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically. Number one, all items to be addressed on the revised site plans, therefore, and they have been addressed, therefore, no new revisions are required. And number two, a performance bond, the amount of $258,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $8,600,000 by the petitioner. There is a note, the planning staff recommends a reduction in the bond to $158,000. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing on this item. We've had several public hearings on this item. A lot of it was back traffic studies, which we've had 3 or 4 traffic studies done. A lot of it's been about safety, which we've looked at the concerns, and the drawings have been revised to add more safety to the area. The only thing I can think of, which seems like the petitioner has come in and they've gone over everything with a fine-tooth comb. They've made additional changes to satisfy the requirements. And the city, it meets the ordinances, it meets everything in the city. So unless there's something that you can add to what we've already had, because everything that we've talked about before has been recorded. So it's already in the notes. So unless there's something new that hasn't been discussed that may be of interest at this point in time, then you can come up and speak on it. Now, the traffic, you want to say something, sir?
Pardon me, Chair. I just wanted to make it clear to the Planning Commission that the traffic consultant for the applicant is here and had actually updated his report again to address specific comments that were raised by a project opponent and refutes every one of them. And so he would like to have the opportunity to address those to this Planning Commission. And we were also hoping to have the opportunity to reiterate our legal position that this matter is entitled to approval as a matter of law and take this group through that. We're hoping that we have the opportunity to do that, but obviously you're the chair.
Thank you, sir. I was getting ready to get to that point. I was going to allow him to come up and say if he had some new things to say. So, sir, you wanted to come up and say something about the traffic study? State your name and address for the record, please.
Robert Matko, CESO, 13060 South US Highway 27, and it is in DeWitt, Michigan. Good evening, Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. You did receive, I'm sure, a packet, and you'll probably be hearing opposition again tonight. They may even try and bring some new information to light, but we took that response letter. We provided you, I believe 3 weeks ago, the response to those comments. And I'd like to briefly just walk us through some of those concerns. I think the study adequately addressed those comments, but I think, again, going through this, I'll try and make it fairly quick, but I believe upon conclusion, if you have any questions, I'll again be free to answer any of those you may have. So, with the first comment that we received about the traffic count data, and I think it's been pretty clear, we've stated that we took all these different counts. We looked at MDOT's counts. We looked at GM's own count that they had a local traffic count firm perform. And we took the worst case scenario of those, which was the GM provided count, which was done in 2024. It clearly states that in our traffic analysis. So in response to this comment number 1, we actually even included in the report the text that calls out that we use the GM count. We grew that by 2 years to come up with 2026 volumes, which again were by far the most conservative. The gates for GM were all open, there wasn't any construction going on, and those were the counts that GM also wanted us to use. So again, we used the worst case scenario with that, and I think our response to comment number 1 clearly shows in our study that's exactly what we did. In terms of the comment number 2, get to it here. I think it's the same thing. It talks about the balancing of the traffic volumes and what counts were actually used. And we just indicate, again, refer to response number 1, the GM traffic counts that were provided were used. That growth rate, too, was carried through all of the volumes, not only at 13 and Mound, but at the site driveways, at the crossovers. So, again, number-wise, very conservative. Comment number 3 talks about construction timeline, about 18 months. I've worked on big box developments even, and they don't even take 18 months. Developments such as this, you're looking at 6-7 months, somewhere in that time frame. Granted, the longer this continues on, it's obviously pushing that date further and further, but 18 months is not what this construction is going to take. I'm sure you all know with other developments here in the city, C-store developments, they certainly don't take 18 months to construct. So I think that response clearly indicates what's going to happen there. Comment number 4, you can see here there was a comment about our trip generation table in the report. So you can see we put a side-by-side comparison. They're identical, the tables. Our table is clearly been used. MDOT, we do numerous studies throughout the state. We've never had a comment on how the data is shown. We actually do include a % on inbound and outbound, which I think is important. I think the consultant that reviewed our study shows pass-by as a separate line item. If you look to the right in our column, we actually have PB, which below in the table calls out pass-by trips. So in essence, those tables are identical. Continuing on to comment number 5. This is concerning about the site driveways and how they should be accommodated. We indicated this, again, as a general statement by the reviewer, and we feel that the proposed 7-Eleven site driveway does exactly that. They are designed to accommodate the traffic generated by the proposed development. Not only do we feel that way, but again, you heard from Josh, Mr. Brayton indicate everyone from the county to GM's consultant, the city staff. We've had all these numerous experts review the study, and they all agree that there's no issues or concerns that they have brought up that we haven't addressed. Comment number 6 talks about the intersection delay and the synchro LOS methodology. We use that because that's specifically what the Department of Roads actually indicated for us to use was the delay. That was based on a conversation. We took it one step further, and if you go to the next page, well, you can see here at the bottom of the page, this is the level of service in our report. This is the PM peak hour, which is the worst hour. So you can see we had a B, I believe it's 19.1 seconds delay. You can see with the HCM 2000 methodology, what it does is it will not, Synchro doesn't look at it as a cluster intersection, and that's why we looked at the delay. So if you use the HCS 2000 methodology, which is an older methodology, but it will look at a cluster intersection, you can see the levels of service, which takes each leg of Mound Road. If you think about it, it's almost like there's 4 signals, if you will. And it gives you a delay for each of those legs, and you can see again, they're B level service, except I think the one direction is a very good level C condition. So in other words, very representative of what we have in our report. And if you go to the next slide, you can actually see and we included the actual printouts of the HCM 2000 methodology. Again, clearly coinciding with what we came up with in our report. Continuing on. Yeah, the revised analysis shows the right turn lane is warranted on Mound Road. I think we covered that. We had talked to the county. They agree in this situation that they did not feel a right turn lane was necessary at this site. I think if you go throughout different areas throughout Mound Road, you can see that there aren't right turn lanes. We had this discussion. They actually brought it to the director of Macomb County, and they came back. I think the email was included also, but they will not be requiring a right turn lane or a taper. Only a few more to go through here. The comment number 8 talks about the traffic volume at 13 Mile Road driveway were revised to reflect just below the threshold for a right turn taper. Due to the limited sight distance at the intersection approach, a right turn lane would be recommended to reduce the potential for rear-end crashes. Again, we only assign the traffic based on, I believe the initial comment was about pass-by traffic. You know, we looked very hard on this. We certainly aren't a firm to try and, let's say, show numbers that are lower than what they should be. We don't do that. It's not part of our business. So we do feel that with the pass-by trips and what is shown, obviously a right turn taper is not required, nor was it shown in the study. I think also we will eventually get to it, but you'll clearly see that I know initially GM, one of their concerns was not necessarily sight distance, but they were more concerned with vehicles turning, you know, out of that driveway and adding to the queue, or just with the additional traffic. I think once we moved the side driveway and made that modification, it was really to, again, working with our neighbors and trying to appease everyone. And we do feel that the driveway that's there, we eliminated any right turn out sight distance concern. Also, at the same time, we eliminated any concern that GM initially had, and that's why they no longer are you know, indicating opposition. They are just again pretty. I guess they're okay with what is shown right now. We'll again also get into the stopping sight distance here shortly. Comment number 9 talks about the queuing summary and shows, you know, again, a 95th percentile queue, which obviously is the worst queue that you could possibly experience during an hour. And what we did is, and I believe we'll get to it here if we can pull up, we'll actually show a video if we can pull that video up and just kind of show you, kind of this is a sim traffic model, and it's like you're looking down from a helicopter at the intersection. So this will just kind of show you, you know, kind of how this, especially this access on 13 Mile Road will operate. So hopefully we can get that pulled up. I think it's a video file that's on the flash drive. While that video is getting pulled up, I'll jump ahead to comment number 10 about the safety review. Again, it's obviously the opposition reviewing this, and they're talking about 13 Mile and and Mound Road. And what they fail to mention too is the queue length and whatnot. If you look, and you'll see it in the video here, the queue length for that eastbound to northbound kind of left turn that'll go into the site on 13 Mile Road, the queue length is about 40 feet. What that's saying is obviously there is enough gap to where that left turn movement into the site on 13 Mile Road can be made very adequately. If that queue length for that left turn, it's where the crossover is, if that were an issue, you would see queues 200, 300, 400 feet in length and potentially backing up into 13 Mile and Mound Road. The maximum queue that was calculated for that is 40 feet in length. So again, it's not an issue. So I know what they indicated, and we show it in our report, 13 Mile and Mound Road. When you have, over 4,000 vehicles in an hour traveling on a road, you're obviously going to have certain accidents up and down Mound Road. It's just, there's that much volume. I do know that the volumes have slightly decreased since the improvements were done at 13 Mile Road and Mound Road. Specifically, there were upgrades to the signals, mast arms, pedestrian crossings, and of course the Mound Road itself. So here you can kind of see if that's showing. Now I don't know if you all up there can see it or not, but what we're showing here is the queue. So you can see coming in the westbound direction, you'll start to see it queue up, but pay attention to that crossover eastbound and northbound that goes into the site. And specifically pay attention to the queue there. So we let this run for a couple of minutes. Again, this is using Synchro version 12. SimTraffic, it is a fairly detailed program. So again, you can see some of the queues starting to queue up. And again, this should be noted, there's no modified signal timing here. This is the exact timing that the Road Commission has supplied. So you'll see now how it just filters and clears out. And you can see how the eastbound and northbound left actually is able to enter the site. There is enough gap. And again, I think the important thing to note here, certainly there is some queue that happens on 13 Mile Road, but I think the important thing is how quickly that actually moves through the intersection, and also how important the eastbound and northbound left can enter the site. I think that's the big takeaway here. I'll go ahead and move on to the next. Comment number 11 was there is a potential for increased rear end crashes on both Mound and 13 Mile Road at the site driveway locations due to the projected turning movements. I assume if you add one vehicle to any location here, sure, there's a potential, but what you need to do is review that in the proper manner and have professionals that review this. And obviously the professionals that matter in this case have reviewed the study, have reviewed the analysis, and have no comments, but have approved what was done. I think that's the big takeaway here. And to add to that too, even in the study, we did show that there was only one accident at the site driveway on Mound Road in the last 5 years at this at approximate location of where our site driveway is. Now that's not at the intersection of 13 and Mile Road and Mound Road. That's actually at the site driveway. I do understand that I think maybe a couple of months ago there might have been an accident just south of the driveway where I don't know if a person was reading their phone or something and hit a utility pole, but obviously that is not a situation that would be because of our driveway or someone trying to turn right into the site. Comment number 12, the TIA was not provided to the MCDR, Department of Roads, for review. The study should be provided for concurrence with the proposed site driveways and proposed operations. We actually have submitted the report to the Macomb County Department of Roads on 2 separate occasions, and have had numerous conversations with the Department of Roads. They were contacted early on. We've had, again, I think we even included in the letter some of the email communication with the Department of Roads, and as stated, they have no further comments on the study other than to say they are not requiring a right turn into the Mound Road access. Again, we have comments and emails between the county, us regarding submittals. We also have emails included where the county indicates the no need for the right turn or taper on Mound Road. We also have communication on the driveway width, which the county has agreed to have 40 feet in width. This is from Robert Bush and also the director at the Road Commission. They've had numerous internal meetings on that, and the decision, I think, was about 3 to 4 weeks ago when they came up with the decision. The only thing I might have skipped over was the sight distance, stopping sight distance, and I think we clearly showed in the letter, we actually put a diagram or an exhibit showing the stopping sight distance for the vehicle, just to show that there wasn't a concern for a rear end accident. We did satisfy the stopping sight distance. I think what you have before you is a complete study. We've been through every possible entity. To have another entity try and review this, I think there was mention of a third-party reviewer. I'm not sure how. I mean, the county is there for that purpose. Your own city is there for that purpose. We had meetings and discussions with GM. We've really tried to go above and beyond on this site. Again, you're going to hear comments from the public tonight. I think it's important to realize the comments that were upon us 3 weeks ago, how they were addressed, and I'm here to answer any further questions that you, the Planning Commission, has. Other than that, thank you for hearing me tonight.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation.
Nicely done. Well, that's a tough one to follow. I don't have any visual aids and certainly no moving pictures. You know me now. I'm Pat Lennon. I'm an attorney with the Honeyman firm. This is our client's 5th appearance before you on this project. We've submitted letters. We've submitted application documents, traffic studies, supplements to traffic studies, videos, literally hundreds of pages of reports and hours of conversation in this Planning Commission. We've diligently answered every question, pursued and obtained all requested information, and put to rest virtually every question that's been presented to us. Mind you, this has all been done in connection with what's called a by right project. A by right project has been recommended for approval by your own city, by Macomb County, and by every impartial governmental body that's looked at it, other than yourselves to this point. But this isn't news to you, because at no point during this discussion have we been told that we don't meet particular requirements of the ordinance, because everyone knows we do. As we all know, due to vacancies on the Planning Commission, we were required to come back tonight. We had a 4-3 vote to approve, but because of the vacancies, we need a 5th vote. So that's why we're here again. We would like to think that a majority approval would be sufficient, but under the rules of Warren, in this case, unfortunately, it isn't. I've gone through the legal standards with you before. I know it's probably the most boring part of these discussions, so I won't go through them again in detail. You know the project's legally entitled to approval under Section 5015 of the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, because it satisfies the objective requirements of your ordinance. This was made clear in our letter of January 7 and in the January and February meetings. We'll also share that Michigan case law makes it clear that a Planning Commission cannot generally rely on the blanket excuse of safety to deny an application. In this case, the case of OCS v. City of St. Clair Shores, a Michigan Supreme Court case from some time ago, held in a public hearing. There was a public hearing where a building permit was denied based on general health, safety, and welfare requirements. The court held in favor of the gas station applicant in that case, indicating that a Planning Commission can't simply just generally deny something based on, quote, just safety. But I think you all know what the legal arguments are and what a lawsuit might be. But we're here tonight to avoid that, and we have the chance to do that. We would rather obtain a fifth vote tonight than go down another path. So as we prepare for this meeting, we looked really hard at the prior meetings and tried to identify every question everyone had. And after reviewing and analyzing all the videos and all the information and all the comments, particularly from those of you that voted against the approval, we think we've addressed every one of those. So as you just heard, the team here has provided a thorough and professional traffic impact analysis. They've updated it multiple times. They've confirmed it with the General Motors traffic engineer and have refuted all of the comments raised by the project opponent, who is really just one group. It's clear that the project will only have a minimal impact on traffic. The traffic study confirmed that following completion of the development, the intersection will continue to operate at level of service B. That was made clear both today and after the project is done, so that is not a significant change. To make the study even more conservative, you heard that the CISO team increased the counts by 25% to account for potential changes in traffic. Again, the conclusion was level of service B. In an effort to satisfy some of your requests, these are particular things that came at us, not necessarily ordinance requirements. It's now been analyzed as of, I believe, 4 different dates. The first time someone said, oh, that was Election Day. Another time someone said, well, that was Martin Luther King. Now we've looked at this, I believe, on 4 different separate dates. And so they've been reacting to your feedback and saying, okay, you don't want this date, we'll try that date. So 4 dates seems unprecedented to me. And I have to tell you, each date, as you've heard, did not change the level of service. There was a particular question, I believe it was Mr. Duze and Mr. Ansar at the beginning, were curious about General Motors' concerns because they spoke at the first meeting. And we were urged, and at great effort, the team went and met with them, met with their traffic consultant, talked things through. Now, GM has withdrawn their objections. I believe they're officially neutral with respect to this application, which is a step forward. But beyond that, in an effort to eliminate any concern or argument, they closed the exit from the property onto 13 Mile Road. Remember this? This was a big concession. That wasn't in there originally, but there was concern about sight lines, and they were willing to do it. You know what else they did? They expanded the width of the driveway entry from 30 to 40 feet. Macomb County wasn't suggesting that. It wasn't necessary, but that came from this team up here. And we reacted to that and did it. Now, as you've heard tonight, if you're worried about who's got skin in the game or who's working for whose client, think about who isn't. Well, Macomb County isn't, and they've approved this. Your staff, they don't have an iron in the fire. They've also approved it. General Motors, they've withdrawn their objection. General Motors traffic consultant, Kimley Horn, we aren't hearing from them. And so what does that tell you? If there was a safety concern, wouldn't they all be raising their hands and wouldn't our traffic consultant? Well, that's just not been the case. So ultimately, the applicant has addressed every comment from the Planning Commission, whether it was emanating from the ordinance or from your requests. We feel like we've fully addressed them and solved them, and we do not see the safety issue or any issue. So what we would ask you to do is follow your ordinance. And what your ordinance would tell you is that you should approve this project. So we truly hope you do that tonight, and we look forward to discussing this further and as needed. But that's all I have for you.
Thank you, sir. Given all the facts that we've heard in this meeting and the last few meetings, and the way the petitioners come to the conclusion of answering all the questions that were brought to them, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, I would suggest that my suggestion would be, if you have something new that hasn't been heard in any of these meetings, or something different than what's been heard tonight, then come up and state your request. But other than that, this is a public hearing. Please come up, state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Julie Kroll, and I'm with Fleeson Van and Brink, and we're located at 27725 Stansbury Boulevard, Suite 195, Farmington Hills, Michigan, where I'm the Traffic Engineering Group Manager and licensed professional engineer with over 25 years of traffic engineering consulting experience. I'm back before you again this evening to provide a summary of the review that I performed for the revised traffic impact analysis prepared by CESO for the proposed Speedway gas station and 7-Eleven convenience store. I provided a copy of my review to the city and to Macomb County Department of Roads via email on Thursday, March 19th, 2026, and I requested that the Planning Department provide you with a copy of my review letter and the email that I sent in the correspondence that I'm going to speak about this evening. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to review that information that I sent to the city. The review included an evaluation of the revised TIA prepared by CESO dated February 17th, 2026.
Excuse me, ma'am, 1 second, ma'am. I don't want to cut you off. The public hearing people only have 3 minutes to speak, okay? You've already spoke for a few minutes. I hadn't set my timer, so I'm going to set my timer now. Okay, so you only have 3 minutes to speak. I didn't tell you that in the beginning.
I understand.
So go ahead.
I will be less than 3 minutes, I promise.
All right, thank you.
The revised TIS that they prepared addressed several items that were previously noted during our initial review. There was 2 additional items that I wanted for the Planning Commissioner's consideration tonight. The first one was regarding the queuing, which the applicant did show in their sim traffic models. It does demonstrate, as in their models and in the data that was included in the traffic study, that those queues will extend past the driveway. So I want the Planning Commission to understand that that will be not an all the time occurrence, but it will occur. And the other one was to talk about the stopping site distance. They did provide that additional information in a slide previous this evening, but as part of that consideration, we do know that we're going to see increased right turn volumes from what's currently experienced there, and that would benefit from a right turn lane on 13 Mile Road at the site driveway. That's all I wanted to add this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good evening. Does anyone else would like to speak on this item?
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. I'm Jordan Siegel, Counsel for Watonin Engineering at 31330 Mound Road. I want to explain why the site plan still does not meet your safety standards under Section 2216B of the zoning ordinance, and why that is important and why that gives you the discretion to deny the site plan because it does not meet all requirements. First, the data problems persist despite multiple attempts to provide proper data. The applicant's traffic counts were originally taken on Election Day during a week, and then during a week of Martin Luther King Day and during a blizzard. Times when schools were closed and major employers like GM and Stellantis weren't on normal schedules. If their data is so good, why do they continue to use this faulty data in their studies? Why do they use this as a backup to the data that they received? And the answer is clear, because it helps them state that the traffic counts will be as they say. There's an acronym, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. When you use the faulty data in the background, that skews all of the data. So they can show you as many snazzy videos as they want. When the data supporting that video is faulty, what you get is not only a wrong video, but a misleading one. Section 2216B requires that decisions are made on accurate, real-world conditions. That is why they do not meet the city's zoning ordinance. Second, you just heard about the queuing problem. This is a clear safety issue. Think of it this way. When you're stopped at a red light, the line of cars behind you is a queue. Our independent reviewer found that the backup of cars on westbound 13 regularly extends past where they want to have you believe it will. The driveway would be about 285 feet from the intersection, but the traffic models show that the cars backing up further than that. That means drivers trying to turn into or out of the site would be doing so in the middle of stopped or slow-moving traffic, creating exactly the kind of rear-end collision risk. The crash history confirms this risk. Now, what we heard was there was only one accident at the site, but that's not where your focus should be. It's not at the site, it's in the intersection leading up to the site. And there we saw 163 crashes over the last 5 years. 77 of them were rear-end collisions. Adding a high turnover driveway for a gas station on these frontages without the safety improvements that we called for would needlessly make an already dangerous situation even worse. And you have to ask yourself, why is Waltonin Engineering here? They don't have a dog in the fight. They don't care whether or not there is a site here, except for the fact that it makes a situation on their doorstep dramatically unsafe. It's not like they have a particular dog in what's developed next door.
Excuse me, sir, time's almost up.
Okay, thank you. Look, at the end of the day, you have two licensed experts who disagree. When that happens, you err on the side of safety because you don't want to be in a situation a year from now wondering if your decision led to a crash. We ask you to deny this application.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. Anyone else? State your name and address for the record, please.
Beth McReynolds. I represent 31200 Mound Road, same address, 31200 Mound Road, Warren, Michigan. This building currently holds a single-tenant PNC Bank. We have an interested party looking to move up to 150 people into this building, increasing the professional workforce in Warren by that amount. As part of their due diligence, they completed their own assessment of the location, characteristics including neighboring businesses, both commercial and retail, traffic patterns, and more importantly, safety. Overall, they were satisfied with the businesses and the services that could be provided to their employees. However, they have significant concerns regarding traffic and safety implications associated with this proposed development. Specifically, the proximity of 31200 Mound Road parking lot to what appears to be the single exit point for this development. It raises serious considerations. The development, combined with the already high traffic on Mound Road, could create hazardous conditions for ingress and egress for the employees. On a daily basis, you can witness traffic speeding up and down Mound Road and nearly running into those that are trying to turn into 31200 or any of our neighbors to the north. The safety of the employees is a top priority for this potential tenant, and their concerns may terminate this transaction, and quite honestly, others in the future, which prohibits our ability to succeed and grow in Warren, where we've been for a while. We would welcome a business that provided less traffic while still supporting the historic district. And although the interested party Agri Realty study states that it is safe, our day-to-day experience shows us otherwise because we live it. This is a case of book smart versus street smart. Therefore, we respectfully request that the proposed development be denied. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good
My name
evening.
is Kelly Stevenson. I live at 30118 Lorraine. I have been a proud, I have been proudly living in the city of Warren for the past 55 years. My family has continued to live here, and I have raised 4 children in the city. Warren has always been my home, which is why I feel compelled to speak about this proposed plan to add yet another gas station to an intersection at 13 and Mound. This intersection is already unsafe. The current turn lane configuration makes it extremely difficult to tell whether a vehicle is in the turn lane or the through lane. Adding another gas station will only increase congestion, confusion, and the likelihood of serious accidents. When you turn the corner and are suddenly faced with trucks turning into a gas station driveway, it creates an unnecessary and dangerous situation. I have 4 college students that use this thoroughway daily. The traffic volume and flow are already concerning, and adding more congested traffic, especially trucks, only place them and other residents at greater risk. I also work in Warren and have for over 30 years, so I have personally experienced these traffic conditions on a regular basis. The city of Warren frequently states that it wants to promote new business and attract entrepreneurs. While I understand and support economic growth, I struggle to see how another gas station helps achieve that goal. As a mother of 4 college students, I can confidently say that my children and many like them are not going to remain in Warren to work at a gas station or convenience store after earning their degrees. They will take their education and talents to cities that offer careers and industries that promote growth, innovation, and professional development. We already have a large Sheetz at 12 and Mound, a Speedway nearby, and another gas station at 14 and Mound. How many more gas stations does that area truly need? I believe Warren would be better served by attracting businesses that invest in education, skilled employment, and long-term economic growth rather than adding another convenience store that risks becoming a traffic hazard and community hangout that contributes little to our future. Let's focus on development that lifts our city up rather than creating issues that could later appear on the nightly news. I urge our city leaders to consider this proposal and prioritize safety, thoughtful development, and opportunities that encourage our young people to stay, work, and build their lives here in Warren. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is John Epic. I live at 13521 Hawk Drive in Warren. Just a little background. I retired from the Warren Police Department. I was with them for 27 years, and I retired as a police lieutenant. I patrolled these streets, and I drive these streets every day. I drive through this intersection every day, and it is crazy, the driving that is going on now, let alone adding to more traffic coming in and out that close to the intersection. But not more importantly, but my other question is, who does this benefit? Who is this benefiting by putting this here? We've had conflicting stories on traffic safety. Studies don't show everything, okay? But who benefits? You guys represent, you guys are looking out for the interests of the people of the city of Warren, not some billion-dollar gas station, okay? So who does it benefit? Risk versus reward. Are we gonna risk the added traffic and the added risk of traffic accidents? To what benefit does the city get? So who is benefiting from this? I would ask you to deny this application. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to say that I want to introduce myself first. I'm Mark Steenberg. I've lived in Warren for 71 years. I was born into the township in 1955, and Warren became a city in 57. I served for 12 years as Warren's mayor and went through so many episodes, just like we're having here tonight, where the Planning Commission has to decide, is it about big business or is it about the people and what is good for the people you represent? I've known Lloyd Brown for nearly all my life. I appointed him to the Downtown Development Authority, and he's done so many things and been so instrumental in so many of the great projects that added so much enormous value to our city. Lloyd, like me, grew up here also. He attended Cosno High School. I went to Lincoln High School. Our fathers grew up here and went to Lincoln High School together in their time. I'd like to talk a little bit about Old Warren Village and the great history that exists there. There's so many people that have come and gone through there, dating way back before Warren was ever founded, even as a township. And you know, it's a wonderful, beautiful place, and we've always in my time, we fought very hard to maintain and uphold that history. And now we're here today, and we're faced with another gas station at the gateway to the Warren Village area. I believe that this is going to be detrimental to that. And, you know, we need another gas station. You know, I've seen so many things happen in my time. In my time, it was about car lots, although I see your your agenda, you still have to deal with car lots, but it was about car lots and storefront churches and things like that. And now you're faced with things like too many gas stations, you're faced with, you know, car washes and, you know, a different set of circumstances, and I feel for you. Those are all going to be tough decisions for you. You know, we have 19
Excuse me,
gas
sir, your
stations on
time's
Mount
almost-
and Van Dyke
Excuse me, sir, your time's almost
26 and
up.
14 already. And Speedway has gas stations on 12 Mile right by Mound, one right over on Van Dyke. And I know that, you know, you probably voted for having
Sir,
the Sheets
sir,
come in.
excuse me, your time's
and
up.
replace Pampa Lanes.
Can you
Hey,
conclude
those
your-
guys got to speak. I'm going to speak
Everyone
for a
gets to
little while.
speak for 3 minutes, sir. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Sir, your time is up.
Al, I'm going to say that I'm
Sir?
glad that you did what you did at Pampa Lanes.
Sir, your time is up.
Al,
Thank you.
I find this abhorrent. I've been a
The public
citizen all
hearing-
my life, probably a lot longer than most of you, and I can't speak when you allowed
We-
that guy to
we
speak.
appreciate-
The one guy talked about
Sir?
one accident in 5 years.
Sir?
There's not even a driveway there yet.
Sir, we appreciate your comments, and we appreciate your service as mayor of the city of Warren in the past. But the public hearing, the people get to speak for 3 minutes.
Hi there, my name is Suzanne Fonce. I live at 11575 Adams Drive, City of Warren. Lived here for 54 years. I'm going to make this really brief. I know legal arguments. Sitting here, this is the first time I realized there wasn't even going to be a right turn egress into there. All I can say, this is unsafe. I drive there every day. I've lived here my whole life. This is the gateway, as Mayor Steenberg said, to the historic district of our beautiful city. So besides the fact that I just think it's going to be ugly and I don't like it, first time I've heard there's no going to be right turn egress to move over to turn. I drive there every day. Cars accelerating from Mound past there. I don't know, I'm not a traffic safety engineer, but I'm a driver, and safety is so much more important than business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, board. I want to thank everybody that took time out of their day to come and speak, and I appreciate the board the last time that you voted on this, and this motion failed. And the reason why it failed is because there are some valid concerns here, both at the commission level and at the community level. And as Mark indicated, you know, I spent 30 years here, raised my family here, and I volunteered just like you guys did. 16 years on the DDA, I was the chairman. And I had a lot of tough decisions I had to make. And I can tell you something, it's easy to say yes. But when I was the chairman of the Downtown Development Authority, I was probably the guy that said no the most. And it's your decision, it's not mine. I do respect you folks for taking time and giving back to the community. That's why I did it for 16 years. I have a lot of money invested here in this town, and I care dearly about Warren, my employees, and the community at large. So I just want to thank everybody that came here tonight, and I know that this board will make the right decision. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jennifer Fonce, 32044 Vegas Drive. I wasn't going to speak at all, but I have to say what popped out to me was the fact that 2 traffic studies were submitted, Martin Luther King Day and Election Day. Everybody knows that those are not the busy days of the year. So maybe they tried to pull the wool over your eyes, and now they're saying, okay, this time we're giving you more legitimate information. It just suggests that their credibility should be questioned. I've driven up and down that road. I've lived here 60 years. I haven't been driving 6 years. Hundreds and hundreds of times, as I'm sure most of you have. I'm asking you to just consider your common sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commission. Oscar Zamora, City of Warren, 26 years, living right at Chicago and Mound. I don't think anybody besides me and Mike have seen that corner more than anybody. I've never had a problem there. Everybody seems to be concerned about traffic queues. Try living 2 houses off of Mound, and you see the cars in the morning lining up for more than 200 feet, and they're either going to Waltonin or GM or some other company there twice a day. So if somebody wants to bring up queues, let's talk about that one first. The other issue I'd like to point out is everybody keeps bringing up safety. You've already heard from the attorney that safety cannot be a consideration. Nobody up there has a crystal ball, and neither do I. You could go out of here right now tonight and get in an accident leaving the driveway. Nobody knows. It's called fate. So safety shouldn't be a concern. I think it's time to let this man sell his building. I don't think that Speedway is going to throw an $8 million investment out there just on a whim. Everybody's saying we don't need another gas station, we don't need another gas station. Have they done any studies? I'm sure before investing $8 million, Speedway has. Now, everybody agrees, state, county, city, your own planning commissioner, that this meets the requirements. There's no reason not to pass it. Pass this tonight and let this man get on with his life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Board. Michael Wiegand, owner of the gazebo. I wasn't going to speak tonight and plead my case again because I've told you, all my reasons for what I want to do. But these good people who want to, purchase my business, they've gone out of their way to meet all expectations that the citizenry and the board's asked. I think they've gone, above and beyond, and I just think that shows their professionalism. And as far as Mr. Brown, he's been a friend of mine for 30 years, and I still consider him a friend. And I have no ill will towards him because I think he's really doing what he thinks is right in his heart. But we are meeting all the codes and all that. And that being said, everybody that has spoken here tonight has either been an employee of Mr. Brown's, a relative, or an employee of a relative of his. So just take that in consideration. This is all, coming from one source, and I appreciate, the point of view, but, I think we've gone through all your questions and answered them for you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Joey Agri. I'm the President and CEO of Agri Realty Corporation. And I appreciate the 4 or 5 meetings that you all have spent working on this project in conjunction with my team. Developments and redevelopments of historic real estate, not historic in a conservation sense, but of legacy real estate can be a challenging thing for neighbors, for adjoining business owners, and for residents of any city. I'm the CEO and president of Agri Realty Corporation. We're the largest retail landlord in the state of Michigan. We're based in Royal Oak. I live 15 minutes from here. We own 200 gas stations nationwide. The last thing that my company would ever want to do, and is affirmed by the planning committee, by the city, by the county, by our engineers, by multiple traffic studies, none of which were created on Martin Luther King Day. It was the week of Martin Luther King Day, and there's been 4. The data is empirical. This is a B-level intersection. It is safe. The county has said it's safe. It has met the requirements of both the city, the county, and it's 7-Eleven Speedway, which has very strict rules and regulations regarding ingress and egress. But most importantly, we're a Michigan-based company that I lead. We would never build anything that is unsafe. We're not adjoining residential uses. We're talking about an adjacent property owner that is an industrial use that is an interested party here. But by right, this property can serve as a gas station. We fully intend for it to serve as a gas station, and we've done everything that we possibly can as a neighbor based in Royal Oak, Michigan, to satisfy the needs, the wishes, and the desires of the adjacent neighbors, including General Motors and the council here. Is there any questions I can answer?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we turn this down with discussion.
Support by Commissioner Answer.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, there have been a number of things that have been brought up here. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV. We've got enough attorneys here to have a heck of a good time legally. But my concern from the get-go has been that that right turn is a blind turn. And I'm very, very concerned that somebody's going to get killed in that intersection. The petitioner has gone over and above what could and should be there, and they've done a terrific job on changing it per meeting, and it's actually a very, very good site plan. The problem is the location of the site plan. If this was on a 90-degree corner, someplace, wherever, even across the street on Mound, I wouldn't have a problem with this at all. But as soon as you put that right turn from 13 Mile Road, and whoever has said that this is not a problem, well, I've been on that intersection, and I've almost gotten creamed by somebody coming up either Mound or crossing Mound on 13 Mile Road. It's also been brought up that there are a lot of people, everybody has looked at this and agrees with it, and that we shouldn't even be talking about this in terms of safety or otherwise. Well, at one point in time, the whole world thought the world was flat. And that's, I listened to these comments, and that's the one thing that goes through my head. I think Mr. Wiegand, the owner of the property, has done a super job at the gazebo. I really do. I've been there a number of times, and it's just terrific. But pulling into it or leaving it leaves a lot to the imagination, and it's scary every now and then. Coming into that and going westbound on 13 Mile Road after the left where the split between Chicago Road and 13 Mile Road is fine and dandy, but that one turn into going to westbound 13 Mile Road, when it comes to Mound, it's very, very scary. So on that basis, I can't support this. If it was on a 90-degree turn, corner, no problem. I'll be the first one in line to go with it and to approve this. But because of this crazy turn on 13 Mile Road, and I don't know how this was approved originally, but because of that turn and because of everything that everybody wants to do there, I can't support it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Ansel.
I also agree with Duzem. By the way, my mom house on 13 Mile and Loring. Almost every week, 10-15 times I take this 13 Mile and Mound Road. So it's been 10 years. I know this road very well. And I completely agree with my colleague Eduzem that safety is first. I heard that one of our residents said, no, safety is not the main concern. Yes. As a commissioner, when we are sitting here, we prioritize our residents' safety and constituents' safety. When we make a decision, we don't prioritize any party or any group that make benefit them. We always care our residents and constituents' safety and betterment. So when we make any decision, our priority always safety and our neighborhood and residents. So I personally think that for this location, as Duze mentioned that, yes, if any other location, we approved few other as a speedway in different location. I was the one that said yes, but for this location, I personally think no. So that is the reason for the safety concern, and I'm also going no. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on this item? I have a few comments I'd like to make. I don't think we're looking at the big picture. You say you don't want another gas station on the corner. We've approved a bunch of 4 complex units in Heritage Village, which is right across the street, which is going to be more units that are going to be over there in that area. Number 2, there's other things that can be done with the traffic. I've seen it happen in smaller towns than this. I've seen where they put up a sign on the main road that has a flashing yellow light that says, if this light is flashing, proceed, the light's going to turn, so prepare to stop. You could do that. As far as the right turn off of 13 on the Mound, you could have a sign that says, no turn on red. Or have an arrow which will allow them to turn on red. So there's some simple things that be done with the traffic to curb that problem. But the number one major problem is people don't use their brains. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody wants to run, be first. They don't think about the other person. They don't respect each other. So as long as people don't think positively about moving in traffic or making a right turn or being respectful to the other person on the lane, you're going to have an accident. There's no way you're going to get out because you can't control how people think. Okay? And until you can control how people think, if we're all robots and you can program the robot, okay, you can't do this, can't do this, then you don't have an issue. But when you can't control how people think, and with people's attitudes, with everything going on in the world today, a lot of people are impatient. And if you don't have the patience, but like I say, you got Heritage Village right across the street. They're going to put up multiple units over there. So another gas station probably wouldn't hurt that area. And like I say, not everybody likes going to the same gas station anyway. So that's my result on this. I think that the petitioner's done a fantastic job putting this program, this together. They've answered all the questions that we've thrown at them, and they've made some more changes, which I say are good. So my point of view, I would say that it should be passed, but that's my point of view. We're done with that part right now.
I just want to make a quick correction, just to make sure everyone's aware. Because Mr. Commissioner
Sir,
he was making
we are
statements about that. I think there's a misunderstanding.
Well, sir. Okay, it's on the commissioner portion right now, so we don't have any participation from the audience at this point in time. Okay, so that's my point of view on everything. So that was a motion by Commissioner Duze to deny, supported by Commissioner Ansar. Is there anyone else who wants to speak on this?
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Sure.
I would like to make a comment, especially, I know this project meets all the requirements with our city, everything, we know it does. However, I personally have to agree with one of the comments that you just made right now, especially with having that flashing red light or the yellow light. If that can be placed, I feel like I would definitely be leaning forward to kind of going forward with this project. I think other than that, with the way this project is right now, not having that right turn available in there, and then talking about the fact that we had one crash in the last 5 years in the parking lot, I feel like it just doesn't add up in there. So keeping the sense of we know Mount is busy. When we come and say we only had one crash in there, that just does not add up to me. So I would want to, maybe after we go through with this motion, even maybe make a condition in there that we have something that approaches with a flashing yellow light or a red light, they're prepared to stop. I would like to make that, and then see how the commission thinks about it. Bring that discussion up with the commission.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone want to comment on that? Seeing none, that was a motion by Commissioner Duzey, supported by Commissioner Ansar to deny. Roll call.
Commissioner Duzey?
Yes to deny based on safety factors.
Commissioner Ansar?
It's deny based on the safety factor.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes to deny due to safety factors.
Commissioner Hawk?
I also is not agree because of very strong evidence they are presenting about the safety issues. So at this time, I say it is denied, yes.
Commissioner Mori? Yes, I'm also going to vote yes to deny, keeping the consideration of safety. Commissioner Bonecki?
I vote no to deny it. I think it should have been approved.
Commissioner Smith?
I vote no to deny. So it's 5-2 to deny. Thank you for all the work you put in, and it's been denied. Have a good evening, everyone. I'd like to recognize our ex officios, Councilwoman McGee and Councilman Noonan. Welcome to the meeting.
Wow.
Item number 6B.
Item number 6B, site plan for modification of existing site to accommodate truck docks, detached storage buildings, and exterior doors located on the northwest corner of Sherwood Avenue and 8 Mile Road, 6565 8 Mile Road, 21555 Sherwood Avenue, Section 33, William Turner and FNLR Straight 6 LLC, Jonas P. Palm, Albert Ken Associates, Inc., PSP 260012, postponed from March 23, 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here this evening? Good evening, sir. And tell us a little bit about your project.
Yep, good evening. I'm Art Sen, and I'm a facility manager for Mopar, division of Stellantis. We do all the parts and service. And the purpose of this project is to upfit the building to accommodate new parts that we're going to be moving in there from our Marysville, Michigan facility. The parts in that facility are going to be moving to a new location that we're currently building. These infrastructure updates are required to basically improve the material flow that we're going to have inside of the building. So, and we got Albert Kahn here as well that did the engineering on the project, as well as PEA. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence.
Correspondence, Texas current building. Construction of modifications will require a building permit and plan review application to be submitted to the building department. Engineering, preliminary review of this site yielded no comments from the engineering division. Fire, as of now, the fire department doesn't see any issues that may hamper our operations for PSP 260012. DTE, DTE Electric Company has received the site plan, reviewed the site plan for modification of existing site to accommodate truck docks, detached storage units, and exterior doors. DTE has no objection to this request impacting 6565 8 Mile Road, Section 33, per the site plan provided, as long as the 10-foot clearance are maintained from the power lines in the area of any new building or expansion of existing buildings. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for modifications of the existing Stellantis site for new truck wells and new storage building be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically. Number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following, and that would be A, the 5 sheets, and that is sheet 00.C01.00 overall site plan key, and then there's, let's see, I can't make this any quicker. There's sheet 00.C01.01 site plan south, and sheet 00-C01.02 site plan south central, sheet 00C01.03 site plan north central, and finally sheet 00. Excuse, well, I think it's a point, C01.04 site plan north shall be deemed the site plan for the project. 1B, add the measurements and notes for the truck well that are provided on sheet 00C04.02 to sheet 00/C01/03 site plan north central. 1C, add the measurements and notes for the PEMB storage building and waste storage area that are provided on sheets 00/C04.01 to sheet 00/C01/02 site plan south central. 1D, the accessible parking spaces and access aisles in parking lots 1, 2, and 3 shall be striped per ADA requirements. Update sheet 00-C01-01 site plan south and sheet 00-C01-02 site plan south central per ADA requirements. Condition number 2, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division, and that is to retain open storage closer than 150 feet to the property line, and that would be the east property line of Sherwood Avenue. If approved, the variance shall be added to the revised site plan. Condition number 3, a performance bond in the amount of $82,500 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $2,750,000. And just a comment, this item was postponed last time for the reasons of a correction and modifying the plan, so it was quite a bit more legible. We had a meeting on that, and as you can see, they have plans that are very, very acceptable. Just wanted to comment on that. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to come up and speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support.
There's a motion by Commissioner Duzek.
No.
No, there's a motion by Commissioner Holowati, supported by Commissioner Duzek. Discussion?
Can I have the petitioner step forward again, please? Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for your patience in letting us work through the first item on our agenda. Okay, just a couple quick things. You've gone over, seen the recommendations through our planning department. Do you have any comments or questions regarding them?
We plan to, again, work with the city, be a good citizen in the current location. That's why we wanted to stay in Warren, double down on Warren. You know, we have our plant across the train tracks from us. So just work with the planning commission and whatever we need to do to make sure we have definitely an aesthetically pleasing building and working with the community in that area.
Thank you, because I know, well, it used to be Chrysler, but I know it's Stellantis now, or?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, but they've been there many, especially with the truck plant, not far from there. You know, and they've been good neighbors and working with the city, so I just was making sure that you have no problems or questions regarding the recommendations.
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to comment?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Duzay?
before you sit down, you came up with a very, very good site plan. I was genuinely surprised at how much property you have east of Sherwood.
Yes, sir.
Does all that fill up?
Yep, so great question. So to clarify one thing is that we are tenants on that facility. So the owner on here, which was stated the FNLR straight 6 owns the property, but we currently have our lease is for the entire property there, and then currently we're using the lots across the street for our employee parking.
I was surprised at how much land you have for parking east side of Sherwood. That's one. And two, how many semi-trailers have you got there? I mean, just from driving up and down Sherwood, there's over a couple of hundred easily.
Yep, it's in the couple hundreds. And this is, I think everyone has seen in the news that this facility is an important piece of our larger network optimization in the United States, where we're consolidating our warehouses. So again, it's been in the news that we're opening a much larger warehouse in Van Buren, and this warehouse is again a critical part of that plan. So we got a lot of pieces in motion, which results in we have currently extra storage on the site that we need.
All right. Are you planning on hiring more employees?
So currently what we have scheduled is going to be similar employee count as we work through the plan.
Okay.
So, but the important thing is that, and I didn't mention earlier, so this facility here will basically accommodate all aftermarket collision parts for Mopar in the world. So that's all your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram parts, as well as far as the US market, we got parts coming in from Europe. That will all be distributed from this location and shipped throughout the United States, as well as overseas to any Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealerships that we have there.
Are you flying into Willow Run, or are you using the railroad spur, or
we're currently not using
everything?
Yep, currently we're not using rail. It's all by truck.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to comment? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. I just have a quick question. I'm not gonna let you go that fast.
All right.
I know Stellantis had it on 9 and Hoover. They had a warehouse over there, and they had a lot of semis over there. Were any of those trucks moved over to this location? Can you talk to the mic? Is the mic? Is it green? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Huh?
Did it get pushed here?
Oh, sorry. I hit the button up here. My fault. I'm not used to this button up here.
All right, very good. Yeah, I apologize. That at the 9 Mile and Hoover location, that's a different group. That's with our manufacturing, our MLM group, and I don't know their current plans.
No, I just wondered because, you know, after that one kind of closed down, I noticed more semis over there, and I was just wondering if they'd move some over there. But one comment I do want to make is that I think you did an excellent job on the drawing. I was able to read it and understand it. And the only comment I have about the drawing is I would like to see a little more dimensions on the elevation drawings. I mean, you show the elevation of the building, but there's really no dimensions on the door locations and stuff like that. So like to see a few more dimensions on the elevation shots, but other than that, it looked like you did a very good job on the drawing, a lot better than what we had before.
Yeah, understood.
Any other comments? That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Duzay. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Duzay?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, sir.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd like to request a 5-minute recess. There's something with the court reporter that she needs to fix something. So if we can take 5 minutes, I'd appreciate it.
It's now 8:23. We will take a 5-minute recess.
I have faith in you. I can't wait. I told her when it goes in, we're going to invite you to the grand opening.
It's almost time to reconvene, so we need to get everybody together again. Only 7 seconds. What the heck? Okay. Welcome back to the Planning Commission meeting. We'll reconvene. Item number 6C.
Item number 6C, special land use site plan for change of use from car wash to used car dealership located on the east side of DeQuinder Road, approximately 2,355.8 feet south of 14 Mile Road, 32150 DeQuinder Road, Section 6, Eddie Hano and Eddie and Stephen Inc., Alex Hano, PSP SL 250002. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Planning
Good
Commission.
evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
You State your name for the address and also tell us a little bit about your project.
My name is Alex Hano. What do you call it? We have been in this car wash since 2007, and we've had a bunch of car washes and competition open up in the area recently, and we've wanted to go into a new business, a car dealership. So that's why here I'm bringing to you guys a special land use and site plan for change from a car wash to a used car dealership.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Texas Current Engineering. Preliminary review of the site yielded the following comments from the engineering division. Number 1, joint access agreement shall be required. Number 2, use 24-inch times 36-inch paper for standard engineering site plans. Police. The Warren Police Department has reviewed the submitted site plan and does not foresee any issues at this time. AT&T does not object to the proposal. We do have facilities in the vicinity, but they should not be affected. Comcast. We have no conflicts with this proposal. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above-mentioned site. MCDR has no objection to proposed development at the above-mentioned site. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at 586-463-8671. MCPWO. Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre. However, if any site work extends farther west toward DeQuinder Road, a permit will be required because the Red Run Branch B drain runs through the property. If a no objection letter is required, please forward your request to wesley.jonick@macombgov.org. Prior to construction, a soil erosion permit may be required from this office. Contact our soil erosion department at 586-469-5327 for more information regarding same. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
It is recommended that the special land use and site plan for new used car dealership be approved by City Council and with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 15 copies of revised site plan shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, the plan shall list any existing used car lots within 700 feet and automobile repair shops, automotive service businesses, tire service business, new car dealership or new automotive retail business, auto wash or vehicle laundry, or automobile storage within 200 feet. The plan only needs to list these businesses if they're located within the City of Warren. If none exist, notate this on the plan. 1B, the plan shall indicate that cleaning and refurbishing of vehicles will take place within the building. 1C, the plan shall indicate that any use of horns, amplifiers, or any other devices for outdoor transmission, amplification, or broadcasting of voices or music shall be prohibited. All other ordinances restricting noise and loud music shall apply. 1D, the plan shall indicate that festoon signs are prohibited. 1E, the plan shall indicate that flashing lights are prohibited. 1F, the plan shall indicate that temporary signs shall be prohibited from the site, but may be allowed with an approved permit twice annually, unless prohibited in this section. 1G, the plan shall indicate that outdoor temporary feather signs or windblown signs or streamers are prohibited from the outdoor areas of the property, including without limitation from display, attachment, or a fixture upon parked or display outdoor vehicles, outdoor structures, buildings, pedestals, or any other outdoor item upon which they may be affixed. 1H, the plan shall indicate that human signs are prohibited. 1I, the plan indicates a dimension of 24 feet from the north side of the proposed used car lot building to the south side of the existing building to the north. It appears there is an ingress-egress between 32150 DeQuinder Road and 32200 DeQuinder Road along most of this shared property line. The site plan shall be updated to reflect this. 1J, update the site plan to comply with the landscaping requirements, a front yard landscape berm per section 4D.45 and 4D.15 of the zoning ordinance. 1K, per section 15.01F, a decorative or ornamental fence in a split rail, picket, basket, weave, or similar style, constructed of wood, metal, or iron, but without sharp points protruding upward, shall be provided along the setback line of the front. Chain link fences are not allowed. Update the plan accordingly. 1L, provide the area of disturbance on the site plan. A stormwater narrative explaining how the site will comply with this ordinance will be required if the area of disturbance is over an acre. 1M, the plan indicates the front setback is 25 feet. However, in an M2 district, the setback is 50 feet. Update the site plan to show the 50-foot front setback requirement. 1N, the three plantings listed on the site plan under the landscape notes are invasive plants and shall be replaced with non-invasive species. The invasive species are the crimson pygmy bayberry, the dwarf burning bush, Austrian pine. The recommended alternatives for shrubs include 9-bark, bush honeysuckle, shrubbery cinquefoil, arrowwood viburnum, and meadowsweet. Recommended alternatives for trees include Norway spruce, eastern white pine, and concolor fir. O, the plan indicates that no on-site irrigation is proposed for the project. Therefore, the petitioner shall indicate how they plan to maintain the landscaping on the site. P, the plan shall be updated to reflect all easements on the property per the reciprocal easement agreement between 32150 DeQuinder Road and 32200 DeQuinder Road that was recorded with Macomb County Register of Deeds on February 27th, 1996 in LIBR 06930, page 606. The plan shall show the recorded easement area as well as a dimension proposed access route. The parking spaces on the property to the north shall also be indicated and dimensioned on the site plan. The plan shall also indicate shared maneuvering lanes, such as the 24-foot wide drive between the north side of the proposed used car lot building and the south side of the existing building. To the north, it appears there's ingress-egress between 32150 DeQuinder Road and 32200 DeQuinder Road along most of the shared property line. The site plan shall be updated to reflect this. Q, change the label from new handicap sign to new accessible sign. R, update the site plan to include concrete curbing around the entire landscaped island proposed, including along the north property line. This is in reference to the row of parking setback 50 feet from DeQuinder Road. Number 2, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the special land use and site plan being forwarded to City Council. So 2A is to be located within 200 feet from the property line of a site being used for automobile storage, and that's the Red Run Storage, which is located immediately to the east and south of the property in question. And 2B, to waive 3 parking spaces. Per planning staff's calculation, 16 off-street parking spaces are required and 13 spaces are proposed. 2C, to allow 13-foot and 14-foot one-way maneuvering lanes around the building. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. And number 3, the special land use permit should be approved as the request meets or exceeds most of the standards stated in section 22.14B 1A through F and 22.14B 3A through C. 4, special land use permit approval is obtained from city council. The petitioner shall complete all conditions within a 2-year period, or approval by the city council shall be automatically revoked. And number 5, a performance bond in the amount of $1,500 shall be posted based on the estimated cost of $50,000 by the petitioner. And this ends the recommendation.
Ms. Michelle, I have a correction I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
In our findings, on page 14, item number I, it says landscaping exists between the sidewalk and street curb along 9 Mile Road, but between the sidewalk and the street curb of Groesbeck Highway,
Yeah.
islands are concrete. I think that needs to be eliminated from
Yeah,
our
that
findings.
that is definitely, that should not be there.
Okay. And then there was another one above the H. It said a 6-foot-high chain link fence exists along the east property line, and the site plan indicates this to remain. So how does that correspond with the fencing that they were talking about in the recommendation?
This is the fence in the recommendation has to do with what's required for the used car lots. It says a fence actually along the front, the decorative fence.
Okay.
Is that, which one you're referring to? The,
I just wonder if that particular.
no, that's K.
That's something different also.
That's K.
Okay. Because it said the chain link fence should be allowed, or not allowed, rather.
That's in the front, along the front.
Okay.
setback.
I just want to make those clarifications in
Oh,
the
yes.
findings. Okay, very good.
Right,
Thank you.
you.
Thanks, Ms. Michelle. Okay, this is the public hearing. If there's anyone like to speak on this item, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, I make a motion to approve.
I support it with the discussion.
That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Hulk. Discussion?
Mr. Chairman, if nobody else wants to jump into the, is this the old Menlo Tool building?
Sir, can you come up?
No, this has been a car wash for a long time, even before we even took ownership.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look, hopefully it looks nice. Hopefully,
will be.
hopefully it works for you there.
You will not be,
Hopefully I won't be disappointed, let's
won't
put it
be
that
at
way.
all.
Or we won't be disappointed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else?
Yes. Mr. Chair, I would like to ask.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So, did you talk with the planning department, because there are so many like recommendation?
what do you mean?
So did you talk to them to see, are you okay with this?
Yeah,
All the
we
recommendation?
went through everything, make sure the zoning is okay, and it took a long time to get to where we are here, to actually get to the meeting and talk with you guys to see if you guys are gonna approve it. So, we went through everything, we read through all the laws and everything we need required to give to my architect, and we did accordingly.
Okay.
And anything you guys need changed, we'll be willing to work with you guys with whatever you need.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Mr. Chair.
Sir,
May I-
stay up at the counter, please, so we're finished.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Commissioner Ansar, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question. Did you purchase this property to do car dealer? Or you owned
No,
it before?
No, we are still the same owners, no ownership is changing.
Okay, so
It's
you
just
were,
the use.
you were just taking as a lease?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So he was basically asking the question that did you review all those recommendations?
Yeah,
Recommendation is this is
of
a big
course.
list.
Yes.
And you also have to go through the zoning board because there are some variants also.
Yeah.
So you reviewed all of those things?
Yes.
You think everything is okay with you? It's
Should
okay?
be, yes.
Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend.
Anyone else like to speak on this item? I have a couple questions. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I would like to see a little bit better illustration of dimensions on the elevation drawings.
Mhm.
Like I say, show the height, but they don't show anything as far as dimensions on any of the elevations. And the
Yeah.
other thing is that there's a note on here that The plan indicates no on-site irrigation proposed for the project. Therefore, the petitioner shall indicate how they plan to maintain the landscaping on the site. So how are you planning to maintain the?
We already have there, like, as we speak, we have a full size, like the lawn, right along lawnmowers, and, you know, we get enough rain here in Michigan. The grass stays green there, no problem, and whatever landscaping, you know, we put on the site plan, we'll follow up with whatever non-invasive species of plant or bush that you guys recommend, and we'll, from whatever you guys want, whatever makes the city beautiful. I'm sorry.
Well, the only thing we're concerned about, a lot of times we say require irrigation for, especially when you have a lot of plants and shrubs. So we need to know, you know, if you've got some sort of plan to go out and water them if it gets a dry spell and they don't get enough water and you can't depend on the rain.
We could definitely do that. We could figure out some kind of water to take to the outside and water the grass and plants.
I hate to see you plant all that stuff and then it go bad.
It won't, man. It won't.
All right.
If we put in that much money, it won't.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Sir? We'll let you leave in a few minutes.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry.
You're okay. That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Duzay?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Now you can leave and go home, sir.
Thank you guys so much.
Have a good evening. Item number 6D.
Item number 60, site plan for new automatic conveyor car wash located on the west side of Shaner Road, approximately 156.17 feet south of 12 Mile Road, 28877 Shaner Road, Section 14, Joseph Paluzzi and JPTH Properties, Warren LLC, Sami Patak, Clean Hub Car Wash, PSP SL 260002. Thank you.
Is the petitioner here this evening? Good evening, sir. Can you state your name and address for the record?
Good evening. My name is Keith Lutz. I'm with API, 5101 Williams Lake Road, Waterford, Michigan. I'm here representing Mr. Patak, who is the owner of Clean Hub Car Washes, as well as Mr. Paluzzi, who is the property owner. We are proposing a modern 3,800 square foot single tunnel automatic conveyor car wash. This car wash houses a 115-foot long automatic conveyor, which uses the latest state-of-the-art car wash equipment and technology, which also includes 10 high-velocity air dryers. The site will offer 17 user-friendly vacuum stations, dual stacking lanes for 21 vehicles, user-friendly well-lit pay kiosks, concrete parking areas, a 100-foot drying lane, and well-maintained landscape areas throughout the site. The proposed development sits on an existing vacant parcel which is located on the east side of Shaner, approximately 300 foot south of 12 Mile Road. The property is bordered by Warren Woods Middle School to the east, Tim Hortons to the south, and the BP gas station to the north. The site is part of a parent parcel, which is 1.90 acres, which contains the Tim Hortons. We are proposing a 0.94 acre split for the Clean Hub Car Wash development portion. This lot split will maintain the existing access drive easement shared with Tim Hortons and Warren Woods Middle School. Our building is designed to fit in more of a retail type setting. It's designed with contemporary architecture, which emphasizes clean lines and has a strong visual tower feature, giving the building its identity. Our building uses strong contrasting colors and durable materials, including a combination of brick, split-face concrete block, architectural cement board panels, along with metal trims, fascias, and awnings, and LED accent lighting that help to accentuate the design. Clean Hub Car Washes is a locally owned and operated, currently operating 3 locations, including Sterling Heights, Oxford, and Shelby Township. Hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current building. Building will require building permit and plan review application for construction of proposed car wash. Engineering, preliminary review of this site indicates that planning commission approval should be contingent upon the petitioner's compliance with the following conditions. Number one, lot split is required to conform to proposed site plan. Number two, know and show all the existing and proposed underground utilities. Number three, any work in the Shaneher Road right-of-way shall require a permit from the Macomb County Department of Roads. Number four, accessible space must meet current ADA requirements. Number five, shown stormwater retention must comply with the current City of Warren stormwater ordinance. Police. The Warren Police Department reviewed the submitted site plan and anticipates that the proposed shared use driveway, Tim Hortons, Warren Woods Middle School, may create major traffic backups extending into Shaneher Road, raising concerns about the traffic flow and safety. AT&T. AT&T does not object to this proposal. We do have facilities in the vicinity, but they should not be affected. Comcast. We have no conflicts with the proposal, but we have aerial and underground facilities in the area. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above-mentioned site. MCDR has no objection to proposed development at the above-mentioned site. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at 586-463-8671. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require a stormwater review from this office. Prior to construction, a soil erosion permit may be required from this office. Contact our soil erosion department at 586-469-5327 for more information regarding same. If an objection letter is required, please forward your request to wesley.jonick@macombgov.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for new automatic conveyor car wash be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission and more specifically. Number one, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. The survey plan indicates easements on the property, indicate dimension, the location of the easements on the site plan. 1B, indicate the proposed number of car wash bays in the site data information. 1C, indicate on the site plan the location by providing the dimensioned outline for the 21 stacking spaces and the 5 dedicated drying spaces. 1D, in the northeast corner of the site, replace the 90-degree angle, degree angle corner with a curved corner as provided in the northwest corner of the site. And condition number 2, 2 copies of revised photometric plans shall be submitted indicating the following. The photometric plan indicates light exceeding 0.0 at the property line. The new lighting shall be adjusted so that the lights do not encroach beyond the property line. Condition number 3, the parcel number identified as 13-14-226-025 shall be split into 2 acreage parcels. An application shall be submitted to the Planning Department requesting approval of the acreage lot split. Condition number 4, in conjunction with the acreage lot split, the petitioner shall provide a recorded document for ingress and egress with the owner of the property abutting to the west, that's Warren Woods Middle School, and south. That's Tim Hortons. This document shall be approved in draft format for form by the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall then be provided to the planning department. Condition number 5, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division. A use variance to construct a new automatic conveyor car wash at the subject property which contains multiple zoning districts, C2 General Business District, C1 Local Business District, and P Parking District. The minimum zoning district required for this type of car wash is C3, wholesale and intensive business. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. Condition number 6, a performance bond in the amount of $69,000 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $2,300,000 by the petitioner. And so with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation has been submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. Anybody like to come up and speak on this item? Please come up, state your name for the record and your address. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Audience? Hi, my name is Terry Smith. I live at 13671 Joyce Drive, right off of Shaner. I had 2 girls that went to Warren Woods right there by where they're proposing this car wash. Like they said, the driveway would be adjoined with the existing driveway that already goes into the school and also goes into Tim Hortons. I've watched several mornings people coming in off of Shaner to turn in and wanting to go into Tim Hortons, but they couldn't because all the people coming out of the school had that driveway blocked. So now you got cars backing up out in Shaner in cross traffic. Number 2 reason I'm against this, you're going to have outdoor vacuums for the people. This business is going to be open when school is letting out. There is hundreds of kids that come walking down through that corridor. We don't know what kind of people is going to be there at those vacuums, but that does give them a reason to be there that they don't have now. So I think it's a big safety factor for the kids of the community. And just like I said, the overall traffic that it's going to cause is going to be horrendous.
Thank you, sir.
With 3 businesses using 1 driveway.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening, members of the commission. My name is Joseph Paluzzi, 399 Fisher Road in Grosse Pointe. I am the owner of the property. I'm also the original developer of the Tim Hortons site. And I just want to shed a little bit of history about this site and how it became what it is today. When we originally purchased this property, we purchased it from the school system. When we designed the Tim Hortons facility and the parcel of the subject parcel for today's meeting, we worked very closely with the school system to create the access drive that is currently in place. The access drive that's in place services, yes, both Tim Hortons, the future use of this property, and the school. All of this, once again, was designed in conjunction and cooperation with the system. I have not had the opportunity to come before your board for 15 plus years with anyone who's shown interest in this site. We have marketed this property in every way that we could, and this is the first time that I'm able to be before you with a request to do a new development on the parcel. Also note that there is pedestrian walkways that were created for the pedestrian walks to the school. They're in place today, and they're visual if you go to the site, or if you've been to the site, I'm sure you've seen that. But I want to stress that we've had a wonderful relationship with the school system. We've never had one issue in that drive, and we work collectively to this day with them on maintenance type issues, snow plowing. It's all done in one harmonious fashion. So I appreciate you hearing our request this evening, and hope that you vote to approve. And obviously, any questions, I'm here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chair, if I may have a discussion, I would like to bring something. So I would like to bring a discussion with the rest of the commission that if we can request the petitioner to do a traffic study, especially due to the fact that this relates to the middle school that is there. There's 3 businesses that is going to be there that is using one driveway. So I'll be very interested and curious to see what that looks like, especially in that entrance.
Okay, so you need to make a motion about
We have to
something.
motion to postpone it, and then we can do the traffic study, something like this.
If I may, there should be a motion.
Right.
Either prior to the discussion.
There has to be a motion prior to the
Okay,
session.
I'd like to make a motion to postpone this till we receive a traffic study.
Yeah, I support it, Mr. Commissioner Answer.
There's a
I
motion
think,
by-
we need to do traffic study, so then we can make a right decision.
There was a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Ansar, to postpone this until a traffic study is completed. Any other discussion on it?
Is discussion open?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, although I appreciate a traffic study there, but even the police department lists that there can be backups onto Shaner. And the problem is, from my standpoint anyway, is that there's one driveway servicing 3 businesses, if you will. And no matter what the traffic is, I mean, believing that there won't be a backup onto Shaner would be not thinking this whole thing through. Is there, Ron, is there any way that we can get I'm worried about the cars lining up on Shaner. Is there any way to?
Commissioner Duzay?
Is there any way to get another driveway in there or something?
Well, that's why we have a motion to postpone, so he can look over and see what he has to do.
And
get with the traffic study and figure out if there's a different way.
I agree with it, but, you know, after everything's said and done, I think it needs another driveway or something.
Well,
Thank you.
That was a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Ansar, to postpone. Roll call.
Commissioner Morey, I vote yes, and then I think this gives some time back to the petitioner to review their site plan that they presented to us, so I vote yes.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
You're gonna, I think you need to give a time period on here, unless you think this is an indefinite postponement.
Well, normally when we postpone it, we go to the next meeting. Do we have room on the schedule for the next meeting?
There won't
Which
be
we really
Well,
don't, because that's next week.
Next, no.
So you need to move
No, you
into-
can't, if you're asking for a traffic study, you won't get it from the petitioner in 1 week.
Okay.
No, that takes time.
So what's your suggestion?
So, I'm asked, minimum 2 weeks and maybe a month to do it properly. That's, yeah, we went through this in the first meeting about traffic studies. You can understand
Right.
how long they take, and if they're contested, then it takes even longer. I don't know about that, if that's gonna happen in this case, but it takes time to do the proper job by traffic engineers. So, I'd say a month, but I don't have.
But being we only have one meeting in May, why don't we do the first or second meeting in June?
Which is June 1st.
Yeah, June 1st or June 15th.
Sir, would that be good for you? Petitioner?
Do you think? Is the submittal process the same in that situation where we submit 30 days prior to that meeting?
You submit the documents.
We're just submitting it.
To us when you have them, but you really need to meet, that time frame.
Yes.
And usually that information needs to be, this is on a Monday, probably the Monday before either one of
Yes.
those days.
Yes, the June
We
1st,
want the
we could make the June 1st meeting work.
Okay, thank you, sir. So make a
Mr.
motion.
Mr. Chair, I have one question request. To petitioner, can you please do the traffic study weekdays, the school days and peak hour, like 1 to 4, that time, please, so we can get the exact, report. It will be
Commissioner
easier
Ansari,
for us to
he's
make a
gonna do
decision.
traffic study. After he does a traffic study, then we could comment on what he needs to do, okay?
But I-
Since they're going into it now, because it's postponed until June 1st. So he's got time to look and see what he needs to do in that period of time.
But it will
Okay.
be, hard work for them if we send them back again. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was a motion by Commissioner Morey, supported by Commissioner Ansari, to postpone to June 1st. Roll call.
Commissioner Mori, I vote yes. Commissioner Ansar?
Yes, postpone.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes, postpone.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Benecki?
Yes, to postpone.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to postpone to June 1st. Thank you, sir. We'll see you then. Have a good evening. Item number 6E,
Item number 6E, site plan for tire service and minor auto repair facility located on the east side of DeQuinder Road, approximately 40 feet south of Golson Avenue, 22760 DeQuinder Road, Section 31. Samir Yaldo, 22760 DeQuinder LLC. Steve Dumont, Design Struct, PSP 260013. Thank you.
is petitioner here? Good evening, sir. You'll state your name and address for the record?
Steve Dumont, Design Struck, 23617 John R. Road, Hazel Park. I'm here representing this project on DeQuinder for Mr. Yeldo. We worked with the Planning Commission and came up with, originally we were going to do a used car lot, but it was too small for that use. I think you guys remember that. And working with the planning director, Mr. Worth, and his staff, we came up with, I think, a much better solution for the site. It's an existing building. There's a lot of non-conforming existing elements on the site that we are bringing up to code, and we think this is a good use for this property.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, Texas Current Building. Building requires submittal of a building permit and plan review application for a proposed building modification. Engineering, preliminary review of this site yielded the following comments from the engineering division. Number 1, show how you intend to drain the parcel. Number 2, show and identify the location of all existing and proposed underground utilities in the vicinity of the project, including pipe sizes and discharge point. Number 3, drive extending to existing buildings shall not be permitted. Number 4, dumpster pad shall be minimum 8-inch concrete. Number 5, any construction within the DeQuinder right-of-way shall require a permit from Macomb County Department of Roads prior to construction. Fire. In regards to the traffic letter and site plan for PSP 260013, in the general notes section of the site plan, it states that no vehicle service will take place in the building. However, there is a vehicle lift and service area on the plans. Please have the submitter clarify this. Police. The Warren Police Department has reviewed the submitted site plan and does not foresee any issues at this time. AT&T. AT&T does not object to the proposal. We have facilities in the vicinity, but they should not be affected. Comcast. We have aerial facilities in the area, but we have no conflicts with the proposal. DTE Electric Company has reviewed the site plan for tire service and minor auto repair facility. DTE has no objection to this request impacting 22760 DeQuinder Road, Warren, Michigan 48091, Section 31 per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above-mentioned site. MCDR has no objection to the proposed development at the above-mentioned site. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at 586-463-8671. MCPWO. Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require a stormwater review from this office. Prior to construction, a soil erosion permit may be required from this office. Contact our soil erosion department at 586-469-5327 for more information regarding same. If a no objection letter is required, please forward your request to wesley.jonick@macombgov.org. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
It is recommended that the site plan for tire service and minor auto repair facility be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plan shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, the site plan was drawn in an architectural scale of 1 inch equals 10 feet. The revised site plan shall be provided in an engineer scale of 1 inch equals 10 feet. 1B, update the zoning on the site plan to read M2 Medium Light Industrial District. 1C, update the parking calculation on the site plan as follows. Number 1, provide the square footage of the first floor of the building, which will be used for the tire and minor repair use. Use the parking calculation per section 4.32, subsection 20, which is 1 parking space for each 500 square feet of floor area. And number 2, provide the square footage for the second floor of the building, which will be used for a building storage area. Use the parking calculation per section 4.32, subsection 23, which is 1 parking space for each 1,200 square feet of gross floor area. And number 3, per planning staff's calculation, the first floor of the building is 2,957 square feet, and the second floor is 1,331 square feet, for a total of 4,288 square feet. Planning staff utilized the following calculations to determine the minimum number of parking spaces. And so for the first one, it's 2,957 divided by 500, which equals roughly 6 parking spaces for the first floor use, and 1,331 divided by 1,200, which is 1 parking space for the storage use. 4 parking spaces are provided on the site. The minimum requirement for parking is 7 spaces. Number 4, the petitioner received a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals on September 9th, 2020 to waive 1,926 square feet of required off-street parking. This would equal approximately 4 parking spaces based on how we've converted the square footage to spaces like we calculate now, which is roughly 3 parking spaces for every 1,000 square feet. Therefore, no new variance would be required for parking. 1D, there is an access door located on the north elevation of the building to the south. That's 22730 DeQuinder Road. The door location shall be indicated on the site plan. The petitioner shall modify the location of the accessible parking space so that the access aisle is in line with the access door. E, update the label PH parking to accessible parking. F, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. G, under general notes, change number 2 from the word inside to outside. H, add the total square footage of disturbance on the site plan. I, indicate the building setbacks on the site plan. J, add past Zoning Board of Appeals approvals to the site plan. K, a note shall be provided stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. L, the plan indicates new asphalt up to the west property line along DeQuinder Road. However, instead of asphalt, the west 6 feet where the existing fence and gate is to be removed shall remain lawn. Curbing in line with the driveway approach shall be provided on the property around the new lawn area up to the south property line. M, add the standard trash enclosure note on the site plan. The enclosure shall meet the city requirements. A trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6-foot-high brick embossed poured concrete walls with a 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 feet by 18 feet concrete pad that provides an 8-foot-wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. And number 2, 2 copies of revised elevation plans shall be provided indicating the cardinal direction information. And number 3, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division. And that's A, to allow maneuvering lane 20 feet in width instead of 22 feet. B, to allow parking spaces 20 feet in width, and should be, let's see, 20 feet in width instead of 22. That should be length, not width. C, to waive an 8-foot-wide green belt or 6-foot-high brick embossed poured concrete wall along the east property line abutting the R1C one-family residential district. And if approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. And number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $840 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $28,000 by the petitioner. We do have a note that the planning staff believes the proposed bond amount is too low given the fact that additional landscaping is part of the improvements, resulting in a bond in the amount of $1,000. And this ends the recommendation.
Thanks, Madam Michelle. This is a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, I'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Mr. Chair, I support it.
There's a motion by Commissioner Holoway, supported by Mr. Hawk. Discussion?
Can the petitioner step forward, please? Once again, thank you for your patience. Okay, I just have a couple, quick questions. What type of repairs will you be doing at that?
Tire repair, oil changes, nothing of a major on engines or transmissions, just.
So you don't anticipate any overnight?
No.
And what will your hours of operation be then?
10 to 5.
10 to 5? So you will not be needing to store cars overnight there?
No.
While they're being repaired?
In and out.
In and out. Because I know a few repair places, sometimes they have to store them overnight, and then you end up with a lot of cars on the lot.
Yeah, Sam will schedule them. If he gets too much on a Monday, which typically happens, he'll schedule them for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to come back.
And one last question. Any problems with all the recommendations that our planning department set forward?
Everything on the recommendations from the site plan, or from the planning commission, pages 10, 11, 12, and 13, we're in agreement with all of them.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I relinquish the floor.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Duzey?
Sorry. The only thing that I have, and I don't know where else you put it, is the trash enclosure is next to residential. And I don't know where the heck else you'd put it.
Yeah, neither did we. You know those trucks are.
I know. That's
difficult,
why I'm asking.
And that's why we even put it at a 45-degree angle in the corner, hoping that it makes it more accessible. The turning radius coming in from DeQuinder is too tight to try and navigate that without backing into the building and taking half the building down.
Do you think you need the trash enclosure? Because the flip side of it is that you can keep it all inside until you're done and throw it out once a week or whatever.
Right.
But the only thing that bothers me is the trash enclosure next to residential.
Gotcha.
And I don't know where the heck else to put it.
Planning requirement? I don't recall. No. It is, okay.
Mr. Worth, can you come up and Mr. Ware, can you come up and speak to that?
I'm just being a PETA today.
Okay, in the discussion, if he believes he doesn't need that, that structure, the enclosure, if he's got room enough to store inside, then he can take that off of there, maybe put another parking space, and he can indicate on the plan with a note that says that the garbage will be stored inside the building.
Thank you, sir.
Would you be in agreement with that?
Yeah, I don't believe. The owner.
Okay. Hello, owner.
Mr. Yeldo?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Good.
Samar Yeldu. I mean, I can store the garbage disposable inside the building, but in the meantime, where do you want me to dispose it once a week? There's gonna be like a curbside, on the bay. I mean, because if there's like a brakes done, rotors done, it has to be in a dumpster. Ain't no
So
trash.
there's no food or?
I mean, food is just the workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like that. I mean, plus behind me I know it's residential, but it looks like a lumber. They do some lumber work, like behind the building.
Okay, I think that one,
Right there, yep.
That's not a house right behind you, is it?
The way I see it, when I go there, it's lumber. I see like lumber, trees, like people, like, he's cutting
Okay,
the trees.
because it was kind of open. If there's no house there, then, yeah,
No,
I'd say
there's
go
no
ahead.
house. I don't recall there's a
I'd
house.
say then put it there, but I'm not a fan of putting garbage enclosures next to residential.
I understood.
Then fine and dandy. Thank you, Mr. Chair, then I'll support it.
Thank you.
Mr.
Any other
Mr. Chair.
conversation?
Mr.
Go
Chair.
ahead, Commissioner Ansar.
Petitioner,
Yes, sir.
you just mentioned that if motors done, that
No, not
means
motors. We
you
don't do
just-
motor transmissions.
You just
no.
mentioned in your earlier speech that if motor done, where are you gonna put it in the dumpster?
Rotors.
Rotors.
Brakes,
Okay.
rotor.
Rotors
Yes.
break. So
Yes.
okay, rotors break and tire change. That's all you're gonna do.
Rotors, brake, tire change, and oil change.
Oil change.
Yep, minimum. That's it. No transmission, no engine.
I goes around this area. There are a lot of what do you call mechanic shop around there. All of them they say. I'm not trying to say you are going to the same thing, but say that it's a minor, just oil change and tire change. But I see almost all of them they doing other thing, changing motors and doing full mechanic shop.
See, if you change motors like a transmission, they're gonna stay overnight. I'm not planning to.
Yes,
the car to stay
I
overnight.
saw that few of them around this area. They're doing the same thing, keeping the car and like weeks after weeks, cars in the parking lot and changing motors and doing all the full mechanic shop like fully.
We're not planning to do that. I'm not planning to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Anybody else want to discussion? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. I had a few questions. There's a door in the building to the south of that, which opens up into that parking lot. Do you have an ingress, egress agreement with the owner of that building?
You're just talking about Mike?
Yeah, the building on the south side, there's a door which comes into that parking lot.
That comes into his parking lot?
Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
Mike's.
No, there's no agreement with.
Well, you
if
need-
We know, I work with.
But still, you're gonna need to have an agreement. If you're not the owner of that property, you're gonna have to have an agreement with the
It's-
owner.
Well,
No,
it's his property.
that property's mine, that property line. You see that
Adjacent-
gate?
Yeah, the adjacent property owner needs to do something about that.
Right,
they're
but
wanting-
that door opens out into the parking lot of his property.
No, that's his property.
Okay.
Chair, well, what we said about the moving, so the access aisles there, because they can't block, we don't want them blocking the door, but this is their parking lot. They just have like maybe we don't know, I don't know if it's an emergency exit or a access door to their building that happens to open up into this area. That's why we suggested the access aisle for that, the accessible parking space be placed in an area where it's in front of the other people's door too, so that, yeah, because they shouldn't put a vehicle there blocking the neighbor's door. There's probably an access door. I don't know if they've spoke with their neighbor, but they have one on their site. The neighbor has a door that opens into their property.
So what would prevent the neighbor from pulling the car in there to go into that other building?
Well, I don't think they have access to it that way. They just happen to have a door, an access door, like a
man door.
Yeah, person door, yeah.
Not an overhead door.
Not an overhead door, no.
No, not an overhead door, but it's a regular door.
Yeah.
That you can access the other building.
Well, he cannot access the building.
Not the building, just the parking lot.
Just the parking lot.
Yeah, see, like, kind of where where their accessible parking space is, that's where I believe the door is at on the other building to the south. So if we just thought if they moved the access aisle so that it's open and no one's door is being blocked, they just need to show it to get that dimension on there to be 100% certain that's where it is. But based on what we could see in the field check, it looks like if you move, like, kind of swapped it, make sure everything still meets ADA requirements, that should address it so nobody's door would be blocked. I mean, so the neighbor's door would not be blocked.
What would happen if they close that door off?
It doesn't matter. I mean, then it's gone. It's not their door, it's the neighbor's door.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So how would that affect the neighbor if that door is closed off?
We're just saying there shouldn't be a vehicle there, so there's not.
But if the neighbor has access through a door into that parking lot,
Yeah.
there should be an agreement between the two owners.
Well,
I guess
not to get nitpicky, but we don't have to give him permission to do anything.
Well-
It's Sam's property. If they have
Does he own the building to the south?
Sam?
Yeah.
No, Mike Hans owns that building.
Okay, if he doesn't own the building to the south, then he needs to get an agreement between him and the owner of the south that they can have entrance into that property.
How about if like, I'll block it, like I'll close it, that door, because he's coming to my property basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so can I block it? Well, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a safety hazard to him probably. I don't wanna, like, if you want me to block it, I'll block it. Like, I'll center block it, but.
But there's,
See, if you own both buildings, it wouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
But being you don't own both buildings, if he has to come through that door into that parking lot, then he's coming into your property. So therefore, he should have some agreement that he's allowed to do that. I know they're putting accessible space there, but what if somebody parks a car up there right in front of the door and he can't get out the door?
How about we can put the.
well, there's multiple entrances into that building. I know Mike Hans, Easy Heating and Cooling. I use him as one of my subcontractors all the time. There are, I don't know if we've got a picture of the front of his building. You can kind of see it down there. Yeah, that one there. He has overhead door, man door, and several other doors in and out of his building. I don't believe that that door coming into Mr. Yeldo's property is a emergency egress door. But there can be conversations as a good neighbor. I'm sure Sam would. Bollards? Yeah, bollards, but then you're taking up part of the parking spot. So what planning has suggested is a good suggestion. We put the accessibility lane in front of that. We don't have to let Mike Hans enter this property. He could walk out the sidewalk and into Mr. Yeldo's property. There's no fence stopping people in and out of that parking lot. But I've never seen Mike use that door. I've been in his office. I've gone over plans with him on other projects. But we can look into something, but there's really no onus on Mr. Yeldo to do anything for the adjacent building to the south.
Well, my issue about the whole situation is if Mike moves and he doesn't own that building anymore and somebody else moves into that building, then they're gonna have a problem. And that's the reason if you have some sort of agreement in place that you've got access that way, then it falls in place with the property. So if another owner moves in there, he has to obligate to be in alignment with that agreement.
Well, I understand your concern, but legally, this is Sam's property. He has to make no concessions to his neighbor to the south at all. I mean, if he wants to put a fence up along that wall, it's his property to do so. I guess is my, not to be, aggressive here, but he doesn't have to do anything for his neighbor.
Okay, I understand that.
So,
I
but
understand that.
to be a good neighbor, we will talk to Mike Hance. I can call him when I leave here. I've got him on speed dial.
I have a few other issues I want to discuss also.
Okay.
That was just one of them. The other one is, you'd be doing tire changes and brake changes for rotors, doing the grinding rotors and stuff down. While you're doing these changes, are these cars going to be in these parking spaces or on the outside? And if so, where, are you got enough room inside the building to store all the tires that you're gonna need to do tire changes and all the brakes you're gonna need to do all these changes? Are you gonna have enough room in that building to actually store any and all of the materials that you're gonna need to do these particular things?
Yes, sir, we do. Upstairs, we have it. We can store upstairs, and downstairs, there's gonna be a storage too.
And typically, all these automotive places now are on demand. They go get the parts they need for that job, because he does schedule things. He knows Tuesday, a Mazda X6 is coming in for a brake job. He'll already have the pads there. It's not like an automotive store where they store for every vehicle. It's just on demand. They go and pick them up from their suppliers.
So if a person comes in, they need a set of 4 tires, and he's got those tires, he can go out and put them on. So what's it gonna do with the old tires?
He'll store them upstairs until he gets them to a recycler.
Has he got enough room to store them upstairs once he
Yeah.
does that?
Yeah, it's like 1,200 square feet.
Because my only concern is the driveway coming up to that gate in the front. You can't park any cars or work on any cars in that right of way.
No.
So you can't have any
They're
vehicles
not gonna be
there.
worked on in the lot. That's not it's strictly for parking.
So
It's
the cars
not
gonna be
for-
pulled inside the building to work on them?
Yes. There's 2 overhead doors, one coming off of DeQuinder and one off of the parking lot.
Okay. How much business do you think you're gonna generate doing the tires and the brakes and stuff like that?
To make a living.
Oh, I understand that, I understand that, but
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But what I'm saying, I guess what I'm concerned about, you say you can schedule jobs these days off if you need to keep preventing from an overflow in the parking lot with parking.
Okay.
Correct? Because you're gonna come in, do what you gotta do, and then they're gonna leave. So you already know what you're gonna need for this particular vehicle when it pulls in, right?
100%. It's like every company, like Discount Tire, when you walk in, if they don't have it, they'll send you back and reschedule.
Okay, and that's what you would do also?
Same thing.
Okay, those are the concerns I had. Like I said, the biggest concern, I think, is the ingress talk with the neighbor. Because like I say, if Mike decides to move tomorrow,
Right.
and another person moves in, then you got an issue. And I think it's something that needs to be written in a paper stating that this is what this is for and everything like that. Just for the benefit of both owners,
100%.
okay? So, being that's been said, that was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Duzay?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Benaki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. But see if you can work those things out, because
Oh, we
I
will.
think, I think it's important.
I'll seriously call
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
good
I
evening.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Item number 6F,
Item number 6F, site plan for 3 new multifamily apartment buildings containing a total of 18 units located on the south side of 12 Mile Road, approximately 120 feet west of Van Dyke Avenue, 7602 12 Mile Road, 13-16-226-019, and 020 22, 26, 44, 45, 46, 47, 61, and 63. Section 16, Assad, Sob, and Forward Development, Inc., PSP 260014. Thank you.
Thank you. This petitioner, good evening, sir. Can you state your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. My name is Assad Soba on behalf of Forward Development. My address is 567 Chesterfield Avenue, Birmingham, Michigan.
Thank you, sir. You want to tell us a little bit about your project?
I've had this site for almost 10 years. I own the building in the front, the shopping center right next door to the gas station. We've played around with it for numerous different things, what can be put in there, just because it's a little tight in the consumer's building. After meeting with Mr. Worth and his team, we thought multifamily would be the thing. The site is beautifully located right at 12 and Van Dyke. We could always use more housing. I do this for a living. I've been licensed since 1987 as a real estate broker. I'm a property management, and I have a full office. We do our own maintenance, from landscaping to snow plowing. We maintain our own properties. We came up with 3 buildings that would occupy that site, and it would give 12 and Van Dyke what it really deserves. Consisting of 18 units, 3 buildings. 1 building would house, it'd be west of the consumer's building, next to that auto service place. It would consist of 4 units. Next to the gas station, 6 units. And on Stanley Road, it would consist of 8 units, 1-bedroom units.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current building. Building requires a submittal of a building permit and plan review application for each proposed building. The Michigan Residential Code 2025 Section R320.1.1 requires where there are 4 or more dwelling units in a single structure. The provisions of Chapter 11 of Michigan Building Code, MBC 2021 applies. This provision requires accessible route accessibility. This project would be classified as a Group R2 per Michigan Building Code 2021, Section 310.3, Section 1108.4 requires not less than 1 accessible route to a dwelling unit to be accessible. MBC 2021, Chapter 11, Section 1108.3 requires dwelling units to be accessible units, Type A or Type B. Section 202, Type A and Type B unit provides a definition. Section 1108.6.2.2.1 requires not less than one Type A based on the total of 18 units. Section 1108.6.2.3 requires 1 accessible per unit, 1 accessible unit per table 1108.6.1.1. Please, the Warren Police Department has reviewed the submittal site plan and does not foresee any issues at this time. AT&T does not object to the project, but we do have a concern. The site plan shows the existing overhead pole led through the center of the property. The pole lead is to remain. There is no issue. If the final plan is to have those lines removed, the petitioner must discuss the relocation with the wired center engineer, Joe Sikorski. He can be reached at js3649@att.com or 586-764-8261. Comcast. We have aerial facilities in the area, but we have no conflicts with the proposal. DTE. DTE Electric Company has reviewed the site plan for three new 18-unit multifamily apartment building. DTE has no objection to this request impacting 7602 12 Mile Road, 13-16-226-019, 020, 022, 026, 044, 45, 046, 047, 061, and 63. Section 16 per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above-mentioned site. MCDR has the following objection to the proposed development at the above-mentioned site. Number 1, provide deceleration and taper lanes per Macomb County Department of Roads, standard detail 11B and MCDR's right of way. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at 586-463-8671. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined this site is under the jurisdiction of MCPWO. This project is impacting and/or discharging to a county asset, including one or more of the following: a county drain, county road right-of-way, or other. See Table 101 in the MCPWO's Procedure and Design Standards Manual for Stormwater Management, revision March 1st, 2024, for further explanation. Any site disturbance over 1 acre will require the proposed site to conform with the MCPWO's Procedure and Design Standards Manual for Stormwater Management, revised March 1st, 2024, review Section 5 for stormwater detention and drain easement requirements. Prior to the site plan approval, it is highly recommended that the design consultant and landowner schedule an engineering meeting with this office to discuss how our standards may apply. Apply by contacting Heather Morin at heather.morin@macombgov.org or 586-307-8280. MDOT. The applicant's site plan does not appear to have work in MDOT's right-of-way. Any work, water main taps, sanitary sewer taps, drainage or driveway modifications in MDOT's right-of-way or changes to the drainage system that may impact MDOT's stormwater system will require a permit. I also have a residence letter that was sent to us that I'll go ahead and read in the correspondence. This was sent on April 10, 2026. My name is Irene Baldridge Elson, and I live across the street from this building, 756A Stanley, Warren, Michigan 48092. I have lived here for more than 40 years. I am against the building of apartment buildings on 12 Mile Road. Where are these people supposed to park? I feel this is too many people in this small space. Totally against this. We have enough traffic from the gas station, pizza place, burger place, sushi place. This is a quiet residential street. Putting 3 buildings of 18 units, each is unacceptable to our residential neighborhood. We have children on bicycles playing, and we do not want this. Sincerely, Irene Elson, 756A Stanley. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for 3 new apartment buildings containing a total of 18 units be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, per the building division's comments, there shall be 1 accessible apartment unit provided for the project. Update the site plan data chart to include this unit. 1B, indicate the location of the accessible entrances in the building where the accessible unit will be located. 1C, planning staff calculated the number of required accessible parking spaces based on the overall number of spaces proposed. That's 31. However, each building will also function as a separate facility. Therefore, the accessible parking spaces at each building shall be van size, and that's 16 feet in width. Update the width of the accessible parking space located near Building 1. The island adjacent to the parking space can be reduced 2 feet to provide for 8 feet instead of 6 feet with an 8-foot wide access aisle. 1D, indicate all proposed landscaped areas on the site plan. Condition number 2, 2 copies of revised landscape plans shall be submitted indicating the following. A, the plan shall indicate the 8-foot wide green belt along the west property line of the parking lot, and that's lots 61 and 62, as approved by the Planning Commission on November 8th, 2021. Okay, 2B, provide an 8-foot wide green belt along the north property line of the parking lot. That, again, that's lots 61 and 62. The green belt shall be provided set back 10 feet from the west offset property line and 20 feet from the east property line, the alley. Length of the green belt in this area will be approximately 64 feet. 2C, provide an 8-foot wide green belt around the transformer municipal shed. The green belt shall be set back 35 feet from the north 12 Mile Road property line. Condition number 3, 2 copies of revised elevation plans shall be submitted indicating the following. All 3 buildings would be accessed via a landing with 1 step per Michigan Building Code, and that's 2021. The building with the accessible unit shall be updated with the accessible entrances, update the applicable building elevation plans, and indicate the accessible entrances. Condition number 4, 2 copies of revised floor plans shall be submitted indicating the following. The floor plan shall be updated to include at least 1 accessible unit out of the 18 units proposed. Condition number 5, the 10 parcels identified as 13-16-226 and dash 019, 020, 021, 026, 020, excuse me, 044, 045, 046, 047, 061, and 063 shall be combined into 1 parent parcel. An application shall be submitted to the Planning Department requesting the approval of the combination. Condition number 6, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division, and that is 6A, to allow 5 units more than the amount permitted, which is 13, for a total of 18 units. 6B, to construct the parking lot 15 feet from 12 Mile Road and 5 feet from Stanley Avenue. The minimum front setback in an R3 is 25 feet. 6C, to waive 5 required parking spaces. 6D, to construct the 6-foot-high concrete wall setback 10 feet from the front, and that's Stanley Avenue property line. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. Condition number 7, a performance bond in the amount of $36,000 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $1,200,000 by the petitioner and the planning staff. Certainly is at odds, I don't do this too often, with the MCDR, Macomb County Department of Roads, requiring the DXL or taper lanes per Macomb County Department Road standard detail. Well, I tell you what, if you take a look at the site plan in front of you, take a look at the site plan in front of you, there's already a taper in there. And what is that? That's the right turn lane for everyone who goes to Van Dyke. What's left? Well, room enough for a sidewalk. So, where do you put the DXL and taper lanes? I'll question that and contact those people and find out what they were thinking, because I don't see any room unless they decide to take part of the property and put these DXL lanes in. I just don't see it. So it's got to be explained to planning staff. So anyway, with that, the recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to come speak on this item, come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening. My name is Jim Moore. I live on 7503 Stanley Avenue, near the property that's being discussed. The only thing I'd like to see and request is that noise restriction signs be put up on the property that's holding the apartment buildings. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Sir?
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 Can you come over? There you go. All right. Anyone else like to come up and speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Mr. Chair, I support it.
Go ahead with the discussion.
To Mr. Worth, I just have a quick question, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall maybe about a year ago something where we discussed something happening at that same corner, maybe? You know, some sort of development?
No.
No, it wasn't?
Not at this, excuse me, what?
That was a rezoning.
Excuse me, it was a rezoning.
Oh, okay.
hearing.
So he came forward first with the zoning so that he could do this.
April 22nd, they got approval to rezone the property to R3.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's what was, I knew something was happening there previous
Well,
to tonight.
Yeah.
Because I
That's what it
remember
was.
telling my wife about it.
Okay.
Thank you. Oops. Okay, to the petitioner, can you step forward, please? Thank you, sir, for that answer, Mr. Worth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, as far as like, are these going to be medium income apartments or low income? Because we could use a lot, low to medium income here in Warren.
Look, being the one bedroom in there, we're obviously gearing for the one person or the young couple that are coming in. So between low to medium, don't want it to be too low. We want it to be affordable. And at the same time, we just don't want, you know, big families with kids. It just doesn't occupy. That's why we're a couple spots short of the parking spots. So
Okay, because we could, here in Warren could use, you know, some of the medium to low income, more housing like that. Thank you. I relinquish the floor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Oh.
Chairman.
Go for it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to ask a few questions to petitioner.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is a 3 different buildings, right?
Yes, sir.
6 units. Is it up and down?
There, two floors. The
Two
first floor
floors.
will be brick, and the second floor would be consist of hardy back.
So the parking space will be assigned, or just randomly they can park?
Well, the way that they're designed, that there's a 4-unit on 12 Mile Road, west of the Consumers Building. There's a 6-unit right behind the gas station, and pretty much they'll parking spots close to each building. So there's no need to assign them unless we get to a point where we could put numbers on each parking spot where each unit would get 1 or 2, depending on how many people are in there.
So there is a basement or no?
There will be a basement for the mechanicals for the hot water tanks and the furnaces.
The Michigan basement or just a
Full basement, sir.
Full basement?
Yes, sir. And we're gonna have laundry on site just so they're not, for convenience, but no storage. There will not be any storage down there.
Good. There will be a property management, who's gonna manage the property?
I have a full staff. I have, consists of about 10 people. My son just graduated from Western Michigan. He'll be joining me. We have a full office at 696 in Van Dyke. We've been there since 2003. I do this for a living. I have a property management license, a real estate broker license. Full staff from secretarial to, we do our own snow plowing, we do our own grass cutting, and Mr. Joe will tell you, I'm there on site with my crew just to make sure that the streets are clean, the sidewalks are edged. This project will not disappoint you. I've built homes on Vermont, and they came out absolutely beautiful. We've I own Table 53 Pizzeria on Van Dyke, the old Taco Bell, and it came out stunning. So I'm very familiar with the city. I've been in it for a while. I truly enjoy. I have 41 condominiums on Kennedy Circle and on Hoover between 696 and Martin since 2008. They're very well maintained. There's no issues.
So you have very good experience with property management.
It's a
So is
full-time
it-
job. It's not, I'm not an investor.
Yeah.
I'm hands-on.
And you say it's a one-bedroom apartment, right?
There consists of 2 and 1. Building number 1 will have 8 units. They're all 1 bedroom. Building number 2 will have 4 units, which is west of the consumer. There's a little 20-foot wide consumer's building. That 4 units will consist of 2 bedroom. And building number 3, which is on 12 Mile Road, right behind the gas station, will consist of 6 units. 4 of them are 2 bedroom, 2 are 1 bedroom.
So 1 and 2 bedroom
Yes.
units, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So do you have any idea like how much will be like rent?
For the 1 bedroom, we want to keep them under $900, $950. For the 2 bedroom, between $1,150 to $1,200.
And including?
It would include water, gas and electric will be metered separately.
Okay, thank you, have a good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Duzay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 2 things. Ron, the MDOT business says do not appear to have work in MDOT right-of-way, so you might as well ask him because there's a driveway going out on 12 Mile Road. So see what MDOT's got to say. And when you were reading number 4 with the 10 parcels, you mentioned 20, 21, you didn't mention 22. There is no 21, there is a 22. So if you go through the numbers for the parcel numbers, I want to make sure that everything is the way it ought to be. I was actually paying attention.
I just want to comment, MDOT has no interest in this particular right-of-way. It's a county road, so that was.
Oh, is that, okay.
You could ignore that.
Fair enough, thank you.
But thanks for pointing it out.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else have anything to say? Mr. Worth, don't get too comfortable. Come on back up a minute. 2 questions. You're reading the recommendation. Evidently, I didn't get the corrected or updated recommendation sheet. Because there are a lot of things that you read.
That's correct.
that
Yeah,
weren't on here.
we looked at it a little bit more in depth, and excuse me, I was off a couple days last week, so I didn't have a chance to help Michelle review, like I said. So we were able to do that this morning. So yeah, there's a difference in your recommendation and our recommendations.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't seeing something, or not seeing something.
No.
But I do have a question on page 3 of our findings, number F. It says on April 28th, 2022, a letter was sent to Lee Zumberman, Deputy City Assessor, with information including 3 parent parcels. And it's got 13162266062, 13162266050, and 132265051. the 226051 doesn't seem to be listed as one of the parcels that's being included. And also, it says lot 64, 064, Summit East 14 feet of lot 63 and lot 61, 62, along with half a vacated alley. My concern was the one parcel that they're showing on the assessment in 22 is not in the provision for the new unit. So I don't know what that went to, or if it was just overlooked, or what.
Okay. All I can tell you right here, right now, is that we'll look into it and make sure we make the correction.
All right, thank you, sir. And
You
just,
can answer it? Okay. I wondered.
Chair, this is the parking lot that, someone's glasses. This is the parking lot that is behind their business. They did a split with one of the lots. Half of it is with this property and half of it went to that parking lot. So some of those parcels don't exist anymore because they were split and combined, and now they're no longer, they're new, there's new parcel numbers that were assigned. That's
Okay.
why they're not the same. But that happened before, when he was working on the parking lot for the commercial building. So that's what that is.
okay, very good.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you. And one other thing I wanted to verify. It says the proposed 6-foot high concrete wall should be set back 25 feet from 12 Mile Road property line. That's in your recommendation also? Mr.
Please. Was that question to me, Mr. Chair?
It was actually to Mr. Worth, but he went and sat back down again, but, I was trying to see something there. I got questions.
Chair, we removed one of them, if you're referring to the wall from 12 Mile Road.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
we re-looked at the plan. The wall, actually, it's a little harder to see on the site plan, but the other landscape plan with the wall, you can see the wall is going to set back like 35 feet. So that was removed from the recommendation. We removed it.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. So I wanted to verify.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have any other questions at this point in time. That was a motion by Commissioner Holowati, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Benaki?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Item number 7, correspondence, seeing none. Item number 8, old business.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Good luck with your project. Yeah, old business, number 8.
Okay. Site plan for two new storage containers located on the east side of Gloyd Drive, approximately 328.8 feet north of 11 Mile Road, Section 13, 27050 Gloyd Drive, Angelo, Jaden, and 27050 Gloyd Investment LLC, Petro Diello, Sierra Marco, and Associates, Inc., PSP 230025. The petitioner was required to obtain a use variance for this project prior to begin scheduled for a planning commission public hearing. The use variance was denied by the Zoning Board of Appeals on March 13, 2023. Therefore, the site plan application process could not process. The planning department is requesting a closeout of the site plan project as it was never heard by the planning commission. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to close out the project?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I second.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by Commissioner Holowati. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, bond release. Seeing none. Item 10, new business. Seeing none. Item 11, citizen participation. If there's anyone in the audience who'd like to come up and speak, come up and state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none. Item number 12, planning commission business. 12A, planning director's report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. This, is there just general report on what we've done and what I've done, needless to say, since March 23rd. And we've had numerous meetings throughout. Just to highlight some of them here. On the 25th, we had a meeting with the people who, they're called Court, or actually it's I forget the name of the church. It's on Mound Road, right next to the post office. That's the industrial building that's right there. And there are a lot of shared use. Actually, the church is on the top floor. But the property spans quite a ways to the west, enough so that they can put in a rather large building, standalone building in the back. All right, it's probably one of the few places that we still have woods. And if we met with them and discussed it all, it sure looks like they want to do it. So, well, lose the woods. But that's just the way it goes. Anyway, so we met there. We expect to see them coming before the Planning Commission on that particular site. The next one was, and this was on also on the 25th, on Sherwood. This is the east side of Sherwood. It was a truck well, and they wanted to actually put it in the front setback. Well, we try not to do that anymore. There was a time when we would allow that, but we do the best to keep trucks from maneuvering and backing in and using the public road to be able to do that. So I don't know if we talked them out of it, but I think we did. And so that was just letting you know about that. Next, we had that follow-up meeting with Stellantis and Valerie Knoll, and like I said, that meeting went very well, as you can see, and you got a site plan that you could read and ask questions about. Next, April 2nd, we had a meeting with a woman named Faye Baker. She is a developer when it comes to residential dwellings. She's already, let's see, I think she's developed one development, so to speak, just west of Van Dyke. And she's working on the second one, which is more off of 8 Mile and Hoover, over in that area. But she's also looking at this location that is behind Shaw Park. If you all know where Shaw Park is, off of Warner. So behind the park is this open area. It's owned by the Chrysler Corporation, whose property has a frontage on 9 Mile. And their property spans way back behind Shaw Park. Well, they wanted to sell that parcel back there, and she snapped it up, and she wants to put in some more dwellings. So we had a considerable discussion there. She was at one time looking to put a driveway through the park to Warner. We discouraged that particular way of getting access. She can get access to DeQuinder. You have to drive down some roadways with some housing that needs some work. I'll put it that way. So anyway, she was hoping to get a different way in there. So we had a meeting about that. On the 7th, we met with Home Depot. Been working with them for quite a while now because of their outdoor sales, whether it's temporary, whether it's seasonal, or whether it's permanent. And right now they're working off one of our site plans. I believe it's a 2019 site plan that they're permitted to do certain things. They tried to do some things last year, and it went against our wishes with the city and with zoning. So we had a discussion about what they next need to do, and they'll be, I believe they're going, yeah, they're going to be coming with another plan in front of the Planning Commission on some of the temporary, seasonal, I don't think it's going to be permanent, but those two. And they'll probably, and I think they'll need to get a variance. Frankly, that's usually what follows, and that's what they've experienced over the years anyway. So we talked with them. That's about, other than doing findings and answering questions all the time like everyone on the staff does with the public. I wanted to remind you that City Council has their budget hearing for us, for the Planning Commission, and that's going to be this Saturday. Tentative time, 11:45 in the morning. So I don't know who is attending. You're all welcome, or just certain ones are welcome. But, and that's, where, excuse me, community center? Where's it at? Where's it located? Is it in, okay, I got, getting a little mixed up here. All right, it's conference room A, right next door. It's brand new, refurnished and everything else, so that's where these our meeting will be, along with all these others. So decide, you know, usually Warren, you attend, and anybody else who's interested, please attend. Staff will be there at that time. What else? All right, I think that's all I've got, huh? What? Come here. What were you saying? Go ahead. What did you want?
So our meeting, May 11th, we're going to be moving our planning meetings for a while to the cafeteria in the community center. So next meeting will be here, but from May till tentatively September, we'll know as it starts, we'll be meeting at the cafeteria starting May 11th. So our public notices and our agendas will be updated, and they have been.
And we've had meetings there before, and from experience, they weren't the greatest. That's not the greatest setting to have a meeting. So I've talked to the communications director. We'll talk to the Parks and Recreation director, both of who monitor everything that goes on at the community center, and try to get this scenario here with you know, being able to speak, have your computers setting in front, you know, in front of you, and that sort of thing, because in the past it hasn't been that way. And so we're going to have a meeting and try to make sure that it's comfortable for not only you guys, but for the public who end up going in there. So we're going to, yeah, like you said, from May to September, that's where we'll be meeting. That's all I have to say about that. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Worth?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have a question for him.
You have a question?
Yes.
Commissioner Holt?
How do you schedule like all the like site plan, you know, the too many plan on the too many like items in the one meeting? How do you you know, the schedule them?
I think your question is, how is it that we have on some of our recommendations a whole lot of items, and on other recommendations not that many? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
saying like it
And-
look like it's too many item in the one day.
Yeah.
Like
I'll say this, there are times when there are too many, and we know enough in advance before we send out the agenda to say, no, we can't have this on any particular meeting until we've reviewed it, and we usually send out a letter. David reviews these, we're all reviewing them. So if we can get them before the agenda goes out, then they're held until we can get them to change the plans, amend them, and come back with less items. But that doesn't, as you can see, that doesn't always happen. So we end up giving it to you guys, and we get to read a lot, needless to say. And, but I tell you what, if you think there are too many items, I've seen other former planning commissions postpone it until the plan comes back and it's been amended in a much better way. And they can use the recommendation, fix their plan, come back, 2 weeks later or whatever it is, and we don't have to spend time talking about it and all the reading. So that's an option the commission could use.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Mr. Worth? Thank you, Mr. Worth, for your report.
Thank you.
Item number 12B, Plan Commission discussion and concerns.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Go ahead.
I just want to bring up one thing. I think I mentioned this a couple months ago. I'm going to be missing next week's meeting because I'll be out of country, but just wanted to remind and let Mr. Duze know to be prepared. But I will not be here next week.
I'll bring a pencil.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Deal.
I'd like to thank the officer for sitting in our meeting tonight. Sorry it was so long. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but it didn't work out. But number 13, calendar pending matters, seeing none at this time. Item number
Mr.
14,
Chairman, I'll make a
need
motion
to
that we
adjourn.
adjourn.
I hardly second that.
That is a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by Commissioner Holowati. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a good evening.